Chapter 1852. My goal is to make Daddy and Mommy happy, so that Mommy won't have to worry about handsome Sue anymore. But what a stupid thing to do. My Mommy is Huamin. With her IQ, there's no way she can't guess. So what you're doing is meaningless. Handsome Sue, when you're being childish, you're really like a child. Even your IQ is lower than Little Bean's. Hey, it's none of my business. I'm not taking the blame for this. Little Bean immediately clarified. Suyu's face turned pale upon hearing Little Bean's words. Okay, Little Bean, you're pushing your Uncle Sue to his death. You're so young. How can you have so many ideas? So you didn't know whether to laugh or cry. If these words were said by someone else, he would be very angry and offended. But when it came from Little Bean, the meaning was different. Little Bean and Little Bean were both children that he loved dearly. They were almost like his own daughters. He never got mad at them, and he didn't even have the heart to criticize them. When Huamin was teaching them a lesson, he still defended them, putting Uncle Sue is an adult. What he chooses is his own business. You have no right to judge him. Chinshu knew that Suyu did this to make Huamin feel at ease. But after his daughter said it out loud, Suyu really wanted to die. It was so awkward putting "Come, Grandma Sue. Let's ignore your Uncle Sue." Lady Sue opened her arms. Pudding obediently walked over and sat on Lady Sue's lap. Little Bean immediately moved to Mr. Lord Sue's side. "Lord Sue, please hug me. I'm not heavy. I'm even lighter than my sister." "Haha, okay, I'll hug you." Suyu's father was so amused by Little Bean that he couldn't care less about Suyu's ridiculous behavior. No one said anything else and just ate in silence. Huamin didn't go to the kitchen to get soup. He just wanted to avoid the awkward atmosphere. However, he didn't expect Jiantong to follow him in. Huamin didn't say anything. He just held the bowl of soup silently. "Huamin," Jiantong called out to him. To be honest, Huamin didn't like Jiantong at all, even though she wasn't as extreme as Mo, Shuer, and Song Yisher. But Jiantong was definitely not that kind of person. Huamin had dealt with her a few times, and he didn't like her character very much. "Miss Yiling, what's the matter?" Huamin's smile was very distant. "Lord Su and I are together again. The person I want to thank the most is actually you." "Hee, why are you thanking me? I didn't ask Su Yu to do that." Huamin smiled faintly. Jiantong looked at Huamin's handsome face with extreme arrogance. "Thank you for being so heartless. You taught him to give up." "I'm heartless." Huamin was dumbfounded. Did she abandon Suyu? Or did she cheat on him? Why would she use the word heartless to describe her? If she had feelings for Suyu, then she was the most heartless to Mr. Qin. "No matter what, you made us who we are. I used to think that I had no chance of winning, but I didn't think that his 4 years of being with you wouldn't even be enough for you to turn around. So Lord Su is tired. He's a normal man. If he doesn't get a response, he won't follow you around and wag his tail like a dog. You also don't have the right to torture him, so please stay away from Suyu from now on. He's no longer under your skirt." Jiantong didn't hold back as she looked at Huamin with hostility. Chapter 1853. "Miss Jian, let me correct you on one point. I've never abused Suyu, and I don't think he's my dog. Please watch your words. To me, Huamin, Suyu is the most important friend in my life. No matter what difficulties he encounters in the future, I, Huamin, will do anything for him. I don't care what happened between the two of you, but please don't try to use moral coercion on me. I don't care what happened between the two of you, but please don't use the word guest under my skirt on me. You're not a good person to say something like that, so I won't blame you." Huamin coldly glanced at Jiantong's delicate face, which was covered with makeup. "Fine, everyone says you're a genius with a sharp tongue. I can't outtalk you. What I want to say is, Lord Su is doing great with me. You don't have to worry about him, and you don't have to feel guilty about him. He's doing great, and I'll work hard to become Mrs. Su in a short time." After saying that, Jiantong slammed the soup bowl on the marble table with a loud bang, then turned around. Huamin wasn't in a good mood. She might know why Suyu did what he did, but she didn't think Suyu's actions were rational. Huamin understood that Suyu wanted her to be happy, so that she could live happily with Mr. Qin and his family without any psychological burden or guilt. However, His actions made Huamin's heart ache even more. Huamin suddenly remembered something Jiang Xiaowei once said to her. Suyu loved her so much that he was humble. He was so humble that he was willing to do anything for her, as long as he was good to her. At this thought, Huamin's heart began to ache. When she came out of the kitchen, her face was calm again, and she served everyone soup. After sitting for a while, Huamin and his family got up to leave. Stay a bit longer, it's still early, Lady Su said reluctantly. Mian, play chess with me. Grandpa Qin looked at Huamin with love in his eyes. Lord Su, we'll play another day. It's getting late, you should rest early. Don't forget to take your blood pressure medicine. Don't be angry, stay in a good mood, and get regular checkups. I know, you're such a chatterbox. Lord Su chuckled. Suyu, we're going back, Huamin said for the first time that night. As of course, Min glanced at Suyu. Suyu nodded. Okay, be careful. Then he turned around and looked at the twins. Pudding, Little Bean, say goodbye to me. Suyu smiled and waved his hand. Pudding, of course, Mian, Little. She glanced at Suyu and wanted to say hello, but Pudding hit her again. So, she made up her mind and left. Hey, what's wrong with these two kids tonight? Why are they so rude? For the first time, Suyu was ignored by the twins. This was the first time in 3 years. His heart was filled with a sense of loss. I'm sorry. They're too young to understand. Chinshu apologized to Suyu, feeling guilty. Oh, it's okay. They're only angry for a while. They'll be fine. I'll send Pudding a WeChat message. Suyu smiled. Chinshu nodded. Be careful on your way back. Drive slowly. Suyu said politely. Chinshu nodded again and said goodbye to the Su family. Mom, Dad, Grandpa, we're leaving too. Seeing Huamin and the others leave, Suyu didn't want to stay at home for a second longer. He grabbed his jacket and was about to leave. Wait, I have something to talk to you about. Lady Su glanced at her son and called him to the pantry on the first floor. Jiantong, on the other hand, was sitting on the couch in the living room, playing with her phone and scrolling through Weibo. She didn't seem to care that the Su family didn't like her. Grandpa Su went upstairs to his study, and Mr. Su wasn't in a good mood either. The driver drove them out to meet an old friend for tea. Mom, what's up? What's going on between you and Jiantong? What do you mean what's going on? Suyu played dumb. Are you two real or fake? Are you putting on a show for Mian? Lady Su asked. Chapter 1854. Mom, does it make a difference whether it's real or not? I have a girlfriend anyway. Isn't the world at peace? Suyu's eyes looked tired, as if he didn't want to talk about his relationship with Jiantong. How can it be the same? Son, you've been single all these years. You've always stuck to your principles and wanted to find someone you like. Now that things have gotten to this point, how can you give up all of a sudden? Lady Su tried her best to persuade him. What else can I do? I've already left Mian's side. As long as Chinshu is here, she won't see anyone else. Suyu looked very lonely. But Mian isn't the only girl in the world. You can't give up the entire forest for one tree. Mian is great, but she has a happy family. We can't be the third wheel. Mom, who wants to be the third wheel? You're getting off topic. Suyu held his head. Anyways, the Su family won't let Jiantong marry into our family. Mom, what are you talking about? What do you mean marry her? Suyu looked at his mother helplessly. Aren't you going to? I'm dating her, not marrying her. I've already thought about it. I'm going to be a celibate. I'll never get married. As for grandchildren, don't worry. I'm just going to make a few for you guys, okay? Huh? What are you talking about? Lady Su was obviously unhappy. Okay, I still have things to do. I'm going back to the mansion. Mom, you should rest early. Otherwise, you won't be pretty. Then, before Lady Su could say anything, Suyu turned around and left. Lady Su looked at her son's back worriedly. She sighed slightly and went upstairs. What did that brat say? Lord Su came out of the study and asked in a serious tone. Dad, I think maybe Mian's incident hit him hard, and he's giving up on himself. Giving up on himself? Then tell him not to say that he's a member of the Su family. He's a disgrace to the Su family. Also, tell him not to let me see that girl in the house. Master Lord Su's face was filled with anger as he returned to his room with his hands behind his back. Lady Su was left in a dilemma. The old one was angry, and the young one was disobedient. How great would it be if Mian was really his daughter-in-law? He didn't know when Lady Su had developed such greed. On the way back, the twins didn't say a word. They seemed very unhappy. Huomi knew that they were still angry about what had happened between Su Yu and Jian Tong. Pudding, you went a little overboard today. You shouldn't have said that to Uncle Su. He's always loved you and Little Bean. He'll be very sad if you talk back to him like that. Huomin scolded. Then what should I say? Should I say that his new girlfriend is beautiful? Was she praising them for being a good match? That's not my style. Pudding wasn't in a good mood as she looked out the window and answered her mother's question. What I mean is, your Uncle Su is an adult, and he has his reasons for his decisions. You're still kids, so you shouldn't be so rude. Today, you said those things in front of so many people. Uncle Su will be very embarrassed. Huomin slowed down his tone, trying to persuade Pudding. Otherwise, the Su family would think that she didn't teach her daughter well. Aren't you embarrassed by what handsome Su did? Pudding asked. Chapter 1855. Pudding's words left Huomin speechless. As expected, even Huomin couldn't deal with this little girl. Huomin knew he couldn't win against his daughter. He immediately looked at Qin Shu, who was driving, as if asking for help. Qin Shu understood and glanced at Pudding through the rearview mirror. Pudding, what Mommy means is, Uncle Su's business is the Su family's business. We can't poke our nose into everything. That would be rude. No matter how good a friend is, there should be a bottom line, right? Daddy, I understand now. Handsome Su probably thinks we're meddling in his business. But I really didn't expect him to do something like this. I'm a little sad. Be a good girl. Uncle Su might have taken things too hard. He might not do it in a few days. We have to give him time. Don't be sad. Daddy's here for you. Okay, Daddy. I want to go out to sea tomorrow. Can I? Pudding was still a child. When she was in a bad mood, she knew she wanted to see the sea. Sure, Daddy will take you tomorrow. Thank you, Daddy. Pudding's face finally brightened up. Then, Pudding, who had always been known as a glutton and cute, didn't say anything. She didn't even want to interrupt. Pudding, we're going out to sea tomorrow. Are you happy? You have to dress up. Daddy will take some beautiful photos of you guys. Qin Shu gently coaxed his little daughter. Daddy, I'm a little tired. I don't think I'll go. You take Pudding. Pudding was even more depressed. Qin Shu, Pudding, Daddy will make a lot of delicious food on the cruise. There's also fresh salmon sashimi and your favorite tuna sushi. Those are Daddy's signature dishes. You'll regret it if you don't eat them. Huomin tried to tempt her with delicious food. Mommy, am I just a glutton in your eyes? Pudding looked up and asked. Qin Shu, Huomin, no, Little Bean, you're the best in Daddy and Mommy's hearts. You and your sister are our pride. Qin Shu comforted her patiently. If that's the case, then don't try to talk me out of it. I'm really not in the mood. I thought handsome Su loved me and my sister. I didn't expect him to have a change of heart so quickly. He even found a pretentious bitch. I'm so annoyed. I'm not going to talk to handsome Su anymore. I'm so sad. Qin Shu and Huomin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Daddy, don't talk her out of it. Since Little Bean is in such a bad mood, let her stay with Grandma tomorrow. We can go out and play. I want Daddy to teach me how to fish. Pudding interrupted. All right, it's decided then. Wait a minute. Aren't you going to persuade me? You're giving up just like that? Little Bean immediately perked up. I tried to persuade you, but you wouldn't listen. Since that's the case, you should stay at home and have some peace. TSK, you did it on purpose, didn't you? I did. Are you going to bite me? As they talked, the two sisters started to fight again, giving Huomin a headache. Qin Shu could tell that Huomin was tired. With one hand on the steering wheel, he put his other hand on the back of Huomin's hand. Are you tired? Hang in there. We're almost home. Don't worry about Su Yu. I don't think he's a reckless person. There must be other reasons. I'll talk to him when I have time. Qin Shu comforted. I know. Honey, don't worry about me. I'm really fine. Huomin smiled. On the other side, Su Yu and Jian Tong drove back to Su Yu's mansion. As the two of them walked into the forest, A few faint flashes of light came from the bushes not far behind them. Jiantong walked behind Suyu. When she turned around, she had a smug smile on her face. It's getting late. I'll get someone to take you home. Suyu was exhausted and didn't even look at Jiantong. President Su, I'm willing to continue acting with you. Jiantong looked at Suyu affectionately and said. Chapter 1856. One scene is enough. Suyu was in low spirits, so his voice was much softer than usual. To be honest, today's scene was really tiring, even though he owned a film and television company. But acting wasn't his forte. Huamin is so smart. If we just do one scene, he'll probably see through us. Then, everything we've done before will be meaningless. So you didn't say anything. Jiantong carefully took 2 steps forward. President Su, I'm not afraid of trouble. I'm willing to act with you. I'll stop whenever you tell me to. I won't pester you. Why do you have to do this? Suyu felt sorry for himself. So why was Jiantong even more pitiful than him? Really, I'm doing this willingly. I don't have a boyfriend right now. And President Su, if you act with me to create a scandal, it'll improve my career, so why not? I won't lose anything. Please don't feel burdened. Suyu still didn't say anything. He just sighed slightly. There's something. I want to tell you. You'll probably be very angry, Jiantong said softly. What is it? I got a reporter to follow me. I'm going to expose it tomorrow morning. Suyu, President Su, if you want to scold me, you can order them to return the negatives. After all, I planned this myself. Jiantong made herself sound very wronged and took the initiative to clarify this time. Because of this, even if Suyu wanted to scold Jiantong, he didn't know how to say it. Jiantong was very smart. Forget it. It doesn't matter. After all, I brought you home in such a big way, so the media probably took pictures of it. President Su, can I not go back tonight? If I stay overnight, it'll be more believable. Of course, don't worry, I won't do anything to you. I'll sleep downstairs and won't disturb your rest. Do whatever you want. I'm a little tired. Suyu wasn't in the mood to continue chatting with Jiantong, so he got up and walked upstairs. Jiantong seemed to be used to Suyu's indifference. She was even a little surprised that she finally had this opportunity. After all, she really wanted to thank Huamin. Without Huamin's provocation, President Su probably wouldn't have thought of using her as a cover. But no matter what, this was what Jiantong wanted. She rested in the bedroom downstairs. It didn't feel strange at all. She used the bathroom casually. After Suyu went upstairs, he didn't come down again, nor did he say another word to Jiantong. The next morning when Jiantong went downstairs, Jiantong had already prepared breakfast. President Su, there's only fried eggs and toast in the fridge, so I made some fried eggs. I hope you don't mind. I'm not eating anymore. Suyu was still in low spirits. Seeing Suyu not eating, Jiantong stopped eating. She picked up her coat and followed him out. However, before they even arrived at the company, the news on their phones was already overwhelming. President of Imperial Star, Suyu, was suspected to have gotten back together with his ex-girlfriend, Jiantong. They spent the night together at his mansion, and their relationship was exposed. When Huamin was eating breakfast in the morning, his phone kept popping up. Zhu Lingling. Mian, what's going on with Lord Su? Jiantong? Oh my god, I don't like that little bitch. Jiang Xiaowei. What's going on with Lord Su? Is it true that he's with Jiantong? Do you know? And I Yang. Sis, the company is saying that Jiantong and President Su got back together. Is that true? I think it's on the headlines. Huamin picked up his phone and was about to reply when putting threw her phone on the floor, full of emotions. Putting, what's going on? Qin Chu looked at his eldest daughter in confusion. That woman must have done something as shameful as exposing their relationship. Handsome Su wouldn't do something so high-profile now. That despicable woman. Pudding seemed to have a lot of animosity towards Jiantong. She was sure that Jiantong was behind everything. As for Handsome Su, he was just being used. Chapter 1857. Qin Zhao Zhao. Didn't I tell you that you shouldn't bring your personal feelings to the dinner table? Huamin was clearly angry. I just can't stand that scheming bitch using Handsome Su. Pudding said angrily. That's Su Yu's business. It has nothing to do with you. You're just a junior and have no right to comment on this. Plus, you're throwing a tantrum at home. Who gave you the right to be so willful? Although Huamin loved his daughters, he didn't want them to be spoiled. Therefore, he would reason with the twins and establish his authority. Yesterday at the Su mansion, Pudding and Little Bean teamed up to attack Su Yu and Jiantong. Huamin tried his best to tolerate it. He only educated them and didn't say much. However, when the news came out today, Pudding lost her cool and even smashed her phone. Huamin was completely enraged. Mommy, Sis is just too angry. After all, handsome Su crossed the line this time. Seeing that her mommy was really angry, Little Bean immediately spoke up for her sister. Shut up. This is none of your business. We're talking to your sister. Huamin was furious. Pudding pouted and lowered her head, not looking at Huamin. She seemed to be angry as well. Chinshu stood up and was about to pick up the phone that Pudding had smashed. However, Huamin scolded him. Honey, don't touch it. Let her pick it up herself. Forget it, Mion. She's still a child. Chinshu really cared about his daughter. No, this isn't up for discussion. If I don't control her this time, I can't guarantee that she'll cause more trouble in the future. If you love me and our daughter, don't interfere. Chinshu was speechless. Huamin's words completely shut Chinshu up. He looked at Pudding helplessly. Then, he looked at Little Bean. Little Bean immediately gave her daddy a look. Then, she whispered, Daddy, forget it. Mommy is really angry. It's scary. Let's keep quiet. Chinshu knew that Huamin wanted to educate the child, so he resisted the urge to pick it up. At this moment, Pudding's eyes were already filled with tears. They welled up, but they didn't fall. It was obvious that she was holding it in. Pudding and Little Bean had very different personalities. Little Bean had a sweet mouth and knew how to coax people. Even if she did something wrong, she would immediately apologize. But Pudding was different. She was calm, smart, and even a little arrogant, so she rarely made mistakes. Even if he did something wrong, his pride wouldn't allow him to admit his mistakes so easily. After Huamin scolded her in front of the whole family, Pudding immediately felt embarrassed. Qin Zhao Zhao, hurry up and pick up the phone. Huamin repeated in a serious tone. Sis, hurry up and pick it up. Mommy is really angry. She's not joking. Little Bean tried to persuade her sister. After 3 seconds of silence, Pudding got off the stool and walked over slowly with her head lowered. Then, she picked up the phone with one hand and wiped her tears with the other. Chinshu was heartbroken to see this, but when he saw Huamin's expression, he didn't want to interfere. He lowered his head and continued to eat without saying anything. Pudding picked up the phone and placed it on the table in front of Huamin. Her attitude was clear. I already picked up the phone. What else do you want? Huamin didn't seem to be done with this matter so quickly. She picked up the rose gold phone from a famous brand, looked at it, and slowly said, The screen is broken. This phone cost 5,360 yuan when I bought it, and it's still 2,000 yuan to replace the screen. Qin Zhao Zhao, you have 2 choices now. Either you don't use this phone anymore, or you give me 2,000 yuan right now, and I'll get someone to fix it for you. Honey, Qin Chu couldn't hold it in anymore. Honey, keep eating. You don't have to plead for her. Huamin glanced at Qin Chu. Pudding still bit her lips and didn't say anything. Not saying anything? Are you mute? You don't use the phone anymore, right? Then I'll smash it. After speaking, Huamin picked up the phone and smashed it on the floor again. This action shocked everyone. Chapter 1858. The floor of South Hill Manor's dining room was made of marble. Pudding was still young, so she didn't use much strength when she fell. Therefore, only the screen was broken. However, Huamin was an adult, so the phone was completely broken. Little Bean was so scared that she almost spilled her milk. Pudding was finally intimidated by her mother's imposing manner. Perhaps it was because she was frightened, and she burst into tears. Don't just cry. You threw a tantrum just now and broke the phone Mommy gave you. I told you to pick it up, but you didn't want to. I asked you if you wanted to fix it, but you didn't answer. Qin Zhao Zhao, you're only 3 years old. You don't have the ability to make money yet. Everything you eat and use belongs to Mommy and Daddy. You can be angry, but you have to change your bad habit of throwing things around. We don't allow children with princess syndrome in our family. Who said I don't have money? I have stocks. Pudding didn't want to admit defeat as she yelled at Huamin. Then let me ask you, who gave you the money in the stocks? I can pay you back the money, but I earned the rest, Pudding argued. Really? That's good. Then if you pay me back the money you earned, you can leave home and live on your own. You're so smart. You're a genius. You don't need mommy, daddy, little bean, a nanny, a chauffeur, or a housekeeper. You can go out on your own. Mommy, don't kick big sister out. Little Bean burst into tears when she heard that things were getting out of hand. Although she often bickered with Pudding, she still liked her sister. She knew that although Pudding was arrogant and cold, she was very kind and treated her well. She would always share good food with Pudding. Hearing Mommy's heartless words, Pudding couldn't stop her tears from flowing out. Her tears were like a flood. She cried so sadly. Even the housekeeper, Uncle Lee, couldn't stand it anymore. He walked over and said, "A young lady. Little Bean is still young. Uncle Lee, I don't want anyone to interfere when I discipline my daughter." Huamin's cold words shut Uncle Lee up, so you can make a choice. If you think you're good enough, you can leave home, or you can go to the warehouse and reflect on your mistakes. Think about what you did wrong. That's it. I have a meeting at the company later. After speaking, Huamin stood up. Wifey, hubby, come with me to the company. It just so happens that there's something I need to deal with in the company. Qin Shu wanted to say that he wanted to stay at home with his daughter. However, when he saw the look in Huamin's eyes, he didn't dare to say anything. He knew that Huamin must have her own ideas. Little Bean was too scared to cry anymore. Pudding turned around and obediently went into a small warehouse on the first floor. That was the place where the family stored their sundries. It was only 28 square meters, and the windows were very small. It was similar to a prison. Huamin rarely used this place. This time, it was Pudding who had completely angered her. After Pudding entered the room, she locked the door. Then the sound of her crying could be heard intermittently. "Mian, what are you doing? She's still young." When Yang Meirong came downstairs and saw this, she immediately scolded her daughter. It's because she's young that she needs to be educated. Otherwise, when she grows up, I won't be able to control her anymore. Huamin's face was cold from beginning to end. Then, she picked up her bag and walked out. Qin Shu quietly followed behind her. Little Bean was too scared to beg for mercy. She could only hold her grandmother's hand and watch her parents leave the house. Sigh, that damn girl. Why is she like this? After Huamin left, Yang Meirong held Little Bean's hand and walked to the door of the small warehouse. Pudding, it's your grandmother. Open the door. Your mom's already gone. Don't listen to her nonsense about reflecting on your mistakes. Chapter 1859. Grandma, you guys should go. I want to be alone for a while. Why are you so stubborn? You're just like your mom when she was young. Seriously, Grandma, that's how Pudding is. Let's wait for her to think things through. She'll come out on her own. In the Audi R8, Qin Shu looked at Huamin as he drove. She seemed to be in a bad mood. Honey, aren't you a bit too strict with Pudding? Don't you think she's been in a bad mood lately? She cares a lot about Suyu, but it's understandable. After all, Suyu has been so good to her and her sister over the years. It's understandable that she doesn't like Jian Tong. It's understandable that she doesn't like Jian Tong. But who would see her throwing a tantrum at home? Huamin asked. You're an adult, and she's still a kid. Honey, don't always use the word child as an excuse. Spoiling a child is equivalent to killing a child. A loving mother will spoil a child. I don't want my daughters to be arrogant and bossy in society. I don't want everything to go according to their wishes. There are too many things in this world that you can't get, and too many things that don't go your way. Qin Shu reached out his hand and gently stroked Huamin's pretty face. Honey, thank you for your hard work. It's not easy to give birth to a child, and it's even harder to raise a child. I'll slowly educate our daughters with you. It's not hard at all. I just want them to be safe and healthy when they grow up. I just want them to be docile. Honey, you're right. Honey, was I too fierce just now? Did I scare you? Huamin looked at Qin Shu embarrassedly. You didn't scare me, but I'm worried that our daughters will be traumatized. They won't. Don't worry, they can take it very well. Pudding isn't as docile as Little Bean. She's cold and stubborn, especially when it comes to Suyu. I'll take the opportunity to teach her a lesson. She'll be fine. Okay. Chin Chu felt helpless. What kind of expression is that? Why do I feel that someone is only worried about his daughter and not his wife? Nonsense, how could that be? My wife is always the most important. Chin Chu pursed his lips and smiled. Huamin nodded in satisfaction and let him go. Chin Chu hadn't gone to GK since his return. It wasn't because he didn't want to deal with it, but because he believed that Huamin would handle it well. Plus, he was now the president of GK's headquarters in the United States, so it would be too low of him to be in charge of domestic business. This was his first time here, and as soon as he walked in, GK went into an uproar. President Chin, you're back? Heavens. Good evening, President Chin. Oh no, good morning. Some employees were so surprised that they couldn't speak coherently. Chin Chu and Huamin held hands and made a high-profile appearance at GK headquarters. Their presence overwhelmed the gossip about Su Yu's relationship. All of the employees wanted to see President Chin's face. Yang was so excited that he hugged Chin Chu. President Chin, you're finally back. Okay, don't hug like that. It's weird for two grown men to act like this. Yeah, we can't get too close, or else there'll be rumors. Yang smiled with tears in his eyes. President Chin, you're finally back. That's great. Bella was also excited. Wow, brother-in-law is back. See you in the morning. Jixin patted Chin Chu's shoulder excitedly. They had to prepare for the new quarter's jewelry release, so even though it was the weekend, everyone was working overtime. Huamin and Chin Chu were just about to go in with their documents when, suddenly, she received a phone call. She looked down at her phone and saw that it was Hua Xiqian calling. She immediately hung up, but her phone rang again. Huamin couldn't take it anymore and picked up. What do you want? Mian, we're in big trouble, Hua Xiqian said in a strange tone. Chapter 1860. Hua Xiqian, don't try to be mysterious. Huamin scolded with a cold expression. Mian, you don't believe me? Hua Xiqian seemed a little disappointed. His relationship with Huamin was at its lowest point in history. Not only could he not get close to her, but he also couldn't get close to her. Huamin wouldn't even believe anything he said, which showed just how evil he was. The warm times when he and Huamin used to eat face to face were gone. Hua Xiqian's heart ached every time he thought about it. Why should I believe you? You're my enemy, Huamin said righteously. Fine, enemy. That's how you see me. In my heart, I'll never oppose you. You'll never be my enemy. Mian, I'm not trying to mystify you or scare you. We're really in trouble. You'll find out soon anyway. Anyway, be careful for now, especially the twins. If you dare to touch my daughters, I'll kill you. Huamin thought Hua Xiqian was going to threaten him with his daughters. Mian, it's not me. I'm not going to touch your daughters. I just think you might have a lot of enemies. Anyways, be careful. That's all. Then, before Huamin could say anything, Hua Xiqian hung up the phone. What's up? Chin Chu heard Huamin mention Hua Xiqian's name, so he was worried that Huamin was up to something again. It's fine, he's crazy. Huamin helplessly put away his phone. Then, he followed Chin Chu into the conference room. Chin Chu's return greatly boosted GK's morale, and many of the executives were excited. Huamin and Chin Chu sat side by side in the president's seat. It was the first time the couple had a morning meeting together, and it felt quite special. During the meeting, Huamin noticed that Jixin was distracted. He seemed to have something on his mind. The secretary beside him reminded him many times, but he still refused to change. Director Jing, Huamin called out in front of everyone. President Hua, you called for me? Jing Jixin finally came back to his senses. What do you think of the new proposal proposed by Director Wang? Huamin asked deliberately. Then, she saw Jixin's dumbfounded expression. He was distracted and didn't pay attention, so he didn't know what the new plan was. Jing Jixin was a little embarrassed. He lowered his head and didn't dare to say anything. Did you not sleep well last night? Huamin asked. No, I slept very well. Then why are you spacing out? This is a morning meeting. This is not your personal time. Please adjust your state of mind as soon as possible and don't affect others. Okay? Okay. Jishin felt guilty. He felt like he had let his sister down in front of so many people. Okay then, sit down. Let's continue. Huomin's tone was extremely formal. He didn't show any mercy when he lectured her brother. She didn't want to cause Jishin to be distracted because of her. That would be really embarrassing. After the morning meeting, the two returned to the office. Huomin noticed that Mr. Qin seemed to have something on his mind. He seemed a little restless. Honey, yeah? Something's on your mind? No, I don't believe you, okay? Honey, I'm a little worried about Pudding. She's alone in a small storage unit. Is she scared? Mr. Qin finally told the truth. PSH, so you're worried about your daughter? Huomin pretended to be jealous. Hey, what are you talking about? Isn't she your daughter? Mr. Qin felt wronged. Chapter 1861. Trust me, she'll be fine. Your eldest daughter is even more arrogant than you. If you don't teach her a lesson, she won't know how to control herself. But she'll be fine. Don't worry. Okay, I hope she'll be fine. But I still think that I should comfort Pudding when I go home. She's still young, and I'm worried that you scared her today. Qin Shu was full of fatherly love. When he saw his two daughters, he felt a strong sense of fatherly responsibility. Therefore, when Huomin's mind was on work, Qin Shu was thinking about whether his daughter was crying at home or if her emotions had calmed down. Moreover, he had just called Uncle Lee in the pantry and secretly asked about the situation. Uncle Lee's answer was that Pudding was still in the small storage unit, and no one knew the details. Hearing this, Qin Shu was even more anxious. He really wanted to drive home and check on the situation. He didn't want to scare the kids. However, Huomin was so confident that nothing would happen to him. Therefore, Mr. Qin was conflicted and felt uneasy just now. President Hua, these are the documents that need your signature. Please take a look. Bella put down the documents. Huomin nodded and was about to take a look when Jishin walked in. President Hua, what's up? I'm sorry, I was distracted. I'll be more careful in the future. Please don't be mad at me. I'm not mad. I was just doing my job and scolded you in public. Huomin looked up at his brother. Okay, I'm going out to work. Call me if you need me. Jishin and Bella walked out of the office together. President Hua won't be mad at you. He's just stating the facts. Don't be too sad. Bella comforted Jishin. I heard that it's your birthday soon. How did you know? Bella looked surprised. Someone in the office accidentally mentioned it, and I overheard. Ever since I came to the company, you've helped me a lot. To show my gratitude, I'll treat you to dinner on your birthday. No, thank you for your kindness. My boyfriend will be coming back from overseas on my birthday. Bella's face was filled with happiness. Oh, so you have a boyfriend? I thought. Jishin was a little surprised. Why do you think? Bella chuckled. I thought. I've never seen a man pick you up, so I thought you were single. Jishin looked a little disappointed. My boyfriend is my university classmate. After graduation, he moved to Tian High. We've always been separated. I see. Okay then. Jishin left in a daze. After Jishin graduated and came to GK, he didn't want to have a girlfriend. He just wanted to work hard to help his sister. Due to the tragedy with Huang Yu, he was now quite afraid of coming into contact with girls. Many girls in the company were very enthusiastic about Jishin. After all, he was president of his younger brother. Marrying Jishin was like marrying into a rich family. Plus, Jishin was young, handsome, talented, and had returned from overseas. Who wouldn't like him? Unfortunately, none of those girls could move him. Only the mature and steady Bella was able to move him. As Huomin's assistant, Bella had a high status in the company. Her swift and decisive style and meticulous mind were praised by everyone in the company, as well as Huomin's approval. Most importantly, Bella was very gentle. She was very nice to all her colleagues and didn't engage in office fights. This was what the simple-minded Jishin liked the most. This morning, he was distracted during the meeting because he was thinking about what birthday present to buy for Bella. He originally wanted to wait for Bella's birthday and invite her to dinner alone to improve their relationship. However, he didn't expect her to have a boyfriend. Jishin felt like a bucket of cold water was poured over him. His heart instantly sank. Imperial Star headquarters. After their relationship was made public, the outside world was abuzz with rumors. The Su family expressed their dissatisfaction, and Su Yu was well aware of it. He didn't come home for dinner for the past 2 days. When his mother called, he gave her a perfunctory answer. Jian Tong, on the other hand, was still in the limelight. Because of her scandal, she once again appeared on the hot search list and occupied the front page of all the major media outlets. Wei Liao happened to have nothing to do today, so he drove directly to Imperial Star. President Wei is here, and came in to report. Chapter 1862. Tell him to come in. Tell the secretary to make 2 cups of coffee. So you put down his work and stood up. MHM, and nodded. Wei Liao walked in with his car keys. What's going on, young Master Wei? You want to drink with me so early in the morning? Su Yu smiled. I'm not in the mood for that. I've been so busy lately. Wei Yunshu has a fever and is in the hospital. Xiao Wei and I are so tired. What's wrong with Yunshu? He caught a cold. His fever won't go down, so he's getting an injection at the hospital. It's not easy to raise a child. Su Yu sighed. The secretary brought in 2 cups of coffee. Su Yu and Wei Liao sat on the sofa and chatted leisurely. Where's young Master Tang these days? Did he go abroad to pick up girls again? Su Yu was puzzled. No, the Tang family has been trying to impeach him and arrange for him to get married. He doesn't have time to come out. His father confiscated all 5 of his sports cars and froze all his bank cards. Damn, you're so serious? Young Master Tang's life is going to be interesting this time. Su Yu smiled. What's going on with you? Wei Liao glanced at Su Yu and asked, What are you talking about? Su Yu pretended not to know. What do you think? Wei Liao rolled his eyes at him. My relationship being exposed. MHM, there's nothing to talk about. After all these years, don't you know me? Su Yu smiled and leaned back heavily on the sofa behind him. You don't say. I really don't know you. What's going on in that head of yours? What's going on with Jian Tong? Even if you want to find someone to be cannon fodder, you shouldn't have asked her. Wei Liao was a little angry. Isn't it good to have my own employee? I don't have the patience to coax someone else. So you're doing this so that Huamin won't feel burdened and can live a happy life with Qin Shu and his family. Su Yu was silent for a long time. In the end, he only replied with a soft Wei Liao was furious. Ridiculous. You can't sacrifice your own happiness just to fulfill Huamin's happiness. Su Yu licked his dry lips and looked up at Wei Liao sadly. The moment I lost her, I no longer had any happiness to speak of. Wei Liao was stunned, and he seemed to have never expected that Su Yu would say this. No, you can't say that you lost her. If you never had her, how could you lose her? Haha, I'm really confused. Su Yu smiled bitterly. Your feelings for Huamin. I really don't want to persuade you anymore. I watched you fall step by step with my own eyes, but I couldn't do anything to stop it. I'm sadder than you are. Huamin worked as a nurse at Southside, then became a doctor, then got married and had children. Now a few years have passed. Not only did you not wake up, but you've also become more and more poisoned. Once upon a time, I thought that Qin Shu was really dead and that he wouldn't come back, and Huamin might be moved to be with you. But in the end, none of that happened. Perhaps it's cruel for you, but think about it. There's no such thing as fairness in the world. You're jealous that Huamin loves Qin Shu, and Qin Shu is jealous that you were able to accompany Huamin to get pregnant and have children. You're right. Qin Shu has too many worries and too many helplessness. He loves Huamian so much, but he still missed out on 11 years with her. If it were me, I wouldn't bear to leave her even if I were beaten to death. Su Yu sighed. How could 2 people be the same? You can't say that Qin Shu doesn't love Huamian deeply just because he's bored. He and Huamian have been together since they were young, and their feelings for each other have far surpassed the feelings of a normal man and woman. It's like an unbreakable family. In a situation like this, you lost from the very beginning, so you shouldn't have any expectations for the future. You're right. I shouldn't have any wishful thinking. I'm the one who caused this situation. I've never blamed Huamin, but I just can't convince myself to give up. Wei Liao, what should I do? Sometimes, I feel like I'm going to die from the heartache. Suyu lowered his head and covered his chest with one hand as it began to ache again. Chapter 1863. Lord Su, I really don't want to talk you out of it because you won't listen to me. But Jian Tong is definitely not the right person for you. If you're just sad for a while and want to use her as a shield, you should know when to stop. After all, a woman's thoughts can be very scary sometimes. Don't hurt Huamin because of your selfish decision. Think about Zhao Qingya, Song Yishur, and the others. Suyu didn't say anything, but he felt that Wei Liao had a point. Just then, Suyu's phone rang. It was a video call. Suyu glanced at the caller ID and saw that it was Little Bean. Little Bean and Little Bean both had their own phones. They were all bought by Huamin. They were very good at it and knew many functions that Huamin didn't know. They were also on WeChat every day. Suyu would send red packets to the sisters every holiday. They had a lot of fun. Suyu pressed a button on his phone and picked up the video call. Then, he immediately put away his gloominess and smiled gently. Little Bean, did you miss me? Handsome Su, something happened to my family. Little Bean lowered her voice and said mysteriously. Looking at the background behind her, Suyu guessed that she was in a small study in her villa. What happened? Handsome Su looked at the little person on the other side of the phone in surprise. My sister was grounded by my mommy. Suyu, why? Did Little Bean do something wrong? Suyu was confused. Yeah, my sister has been unhappy since she left her house that day. You should know that my sister and I don't like Bimbo Jian, right? Wei Liao stood on the side. Speechless Little Bean was only 3 years old, but she already gave Jian Tong a nickname, Bimbo Jian. The Wei family really didn't want such a daughter-in-law. Wei Yanchu was so honest. How could he stop her? Were they not even on the same level? Ahem. Little Bean, don't give Annie Jian Tong a nickname. It doesn't sound good, so you try to persuade her. Handsome Su, don't interrupt me. Listen to me, Little Bean said helplessly. Okay, continue. Because of what happened to bitch Jian, my sister and I were very angry. Mommy taught us that Uncle Su's business is the Su family's business. We're outsiders and shouldn't interfere. Moreover, we're the younger generation. We shouldn't interfere with the decisions of the elders. Your mother is right, Wei Liao said. Uncle Wei, don't say anything. You mess up my rhythm. Little Bean glanced at Wei Liao. All right, Uncle Wei knows his mistake. Wei Liao couldn't help but laugh. No wonder everyone liked twins. They were so cute. If he wasn't careful, he might accidentally poke her cute spot. Huh? Where's I? Little Bean was confused. You said that Pudding was grounded by your mommy, Suyu reminded her with a smile. Yes. My sister had a big reaction when she saw the news this morning. She smashed the cell phones Mommy bought for us. Luckily, we each have one. Otherwise, if we had to share one, I would have been implicated by my sister. Pudding smash her cell phone? Did she have to do that? Suyu was also stunned. He and Jian Tong had been together for a long time. My sister smashing her cell phone isn't the main point. Maybe she's just emotionally unstable. But my mommy smashing her cell phone is the main point. Damn, you didn't see it. It was so scary. I've been in this world for more than 3 years, and this is the first time I've seen my mommy so angry. Suyu, hearing this, Wei Liao burst out laughing. Little Bean's reaction was too funny. Chapter 1864. Your mommy smashed her phone too? Suyu couldn't believe it. He had known Wamin for a long time, but he had never seen her smash her phone. How angry was she? It's true. Mommy smashed her phone and scared Pudding to tears. She was really angry. She said that Pudding was a princess who didn't want to earn money. She wasted money and smashed things. She even almost kicked Pudding out of the house. Where's Pudding now? Suyu was a bit worried. She's in my little storage unit. Mommy wants her to face the wall, and she's not allowed to eat lunch. No way. That's so cruel. Yeah, my daddy and grandma begged for mercy, but it was no use. You know, Mommy has the highest status in the family, Little Bean added. Then, give Pudding the phone. I want to talk to her. Suyu was a bit anxious and wanted to comfort Pudding. I can't do anything if she doesn't open the door. She's as stubborn as a donkey. What should I do? I'll send her a WeChat message. So he was a bit anxious. Handsome Sue, are you stupid? I just said that mommy smashed her phone. She doesn't have a phone to use now, Little Bean reminded him. Look at your IQ. You're not even as smart as a 3-year-old. Wei Liao laughed. Shut up. It's not the time to joke. Huomin is really pissing me off. She grounded Pudding. She's a stepmother. So he was furious. Little Bean, don't worry. I'll call your mommy right now and ask her. Don't. If you call my mommy, doesn't that mean I told you? Do you want to kill me? One of my family members is in jail. Do you want me to go to the storage unit too? But what should we do now? So he was also confused. I think you can pretend to call my mommy and say you want to take us out. Then my mommy won't be able to handle it. Yeah, perfect. Wait for me. I'll call her now. Go, but don't let it slip. Otherwise, our friendship will capsize and the ship of love will sink. Little Bean threatened. Suyu smiled helplessly. Is a relationship between the two of us so unstable? It actually feels like our friendship will end at any time. Be a good boy, Handsome Sue. I'm just telling you to save my sister. I understand. After hanging up the phone, Wei Liao sighed and said, the twins are amazing. Their EQ is off the charts. Xiao Wei even said that she would leave one of them to be Yunshu's wife. I think we should forget about it. Your Yunshu won't be able to get the twins. These two girls are a headache for Huomin. Suyu smiled proudly, as if he was talking about his own daughters. Then, he picked up his phone and called Huomin. Hello? President Hua. Is he busy? Go ahead. The weather is nice today, so I want to take the twins to the golf course. Huomian remained silent after hearing this. Hello? Are you listening? Suyu asked. Did Little Bean call you and tell on me? Huomin asked calmly. No. Suyu felt guilty. Then why are you taking them out today? I don't think Imperial Star is so free that the president has nothing to do. Huomin's IQ really gave Suyu a headache. Suyu was just about to think of a way not to be seen through by Huomin. Then, he heard Huomin say, Pudding made a mistake, and I locked her up. She can't go out today. Maybe another day. Hey, why are you so serious with Kid? How old is she? You're smashing your phone and scaring her. Don't you think that's too much? You said Lil Bean didn't call you? You even know the details? Huomin asked. Suyu was completely speechless. Unknowingly, he betrayed Lil Bean. He was really caught off guard. Chapter 1865. Fine, I admit it. Pudding did call me, and then, don't you think you're stepmother? How can you punish a child like that? She's only 3 years old. She should be punished for her mistakes. It has nothing to do with her age. Plus, I didn't punish her physically. I just wanted her to reflect on her mistakes. That shitty storage unit of yours. Will it scare Pudding? Suyu's heart ached. Don't underestimate Qin Zhao Zhao. Although she's a capable person, she's also very resilient. Huomin felt a headache coming on. Qin Shu and Suyu were both pleading for Pudding. It was as if she was the one who made the mistake. Why were they so biased? Anyway, I don't agree with you treating her like that. Suyu was angry. Then what do you want? Let her go immediately, or I'll tell Grandpa. Suyu, you're so shameless. Huomin was furious. How could he tell Lord Su that he was the one who took care of the kids? It was obvious that Grandpa Su doted on the twins. If he were to find out, the consequences would be unimaginable. I'm shameless. If you abuse the kids, then you're shameless. No way. I'll give you 1 hour. If Pudding doesn't come out by then. Suyu, I'm telling you, don't tell Lord Su. I'll ask the butler to let her go right now. Huomin hung up the phone. What the hell was going on? After hanging up, Huomin was still angry. He called Uncle Lee and asked him to open the door, but Uncle Lee said Pudding had locked it from the inside. Huomin was so angry that he asked Uncle Lee to find a locksmith and let her out. He would deal with her when he got home tonight. At South Hill Manor, Uncle Lee followed Huomin's instructions and unlocked the storage unit. Seeing the lock was broken, Pudding slowly walked out. Miss Pudding, are you okay? Grandpa Lee, I'm fine. I'm fine. Sis, you're finally out. You should thank Handsome Sue. Little Bean held her sister's hand. What does it have to do with him? If I didn't call Handsome Sue, do you think you would have come out so soon? TSK, why are you so nosy? who needs his help. Pudding seemed to still be angry with Suyu. She turned around and left. Hey, why don't you know what's good for you? Handsome Sue asked you to video call him. I don't want it, Pudding said angrily. Then you don't want Handsome Sue's red packet. No. Handsome Sue said he's taking us to the golf course tomorrow. I'm not going. Then, are you really going to give up on Handsome Sue? That's great. Handsome Sue will be mine from now on. No one will fight with me for him. Ha ha. Little Bean seemed to be in a good mood. When Pudding heard this, she suddenly stopped and turned around to look at her. You should think of a way to deal with Bimbo Jian first. Little Bean, GK headquarters. After receiving Suyu's call, Huamin was busy assigning tasks to each department. Qin Shu, on the other hand, was accompanied by Assistant Yang on a tour of each floor. He hadn't been back for a long time and felt a sense of familiarity. This was the empire that his father and uncle fought for. President Qin, your leg hasn't fully recovered yet? Assistant Yang looked at Qin Shu's right leg sadly. It's a lot better. It doesn't affect my ability to walk, but I can't do strenuous exercise. Qin Shu smiled. It'll get better for sure. It's okay. I'm fine as it is. Life is full of challenges and difficulties. The most important thing is to know when to let go. I'm happy that I can come back and be with my wife and daughter. President Qin, I want to ask, what would you do if you came back and found out that President Hua and President Su were together? After all, you disappeared for 4 whole years. We all thought you. Assistant Yang paused for a moment. Qin Shu slowly stopped walking as well, and his eyes darkened. Chapter 1866. You're right. It's been 4 years, so long that I wonder if I should stop disturbing her life. Then, Yang wanted to say something, but stopped. I've been paying attention to the news in China. For years have passed, and Mian is still alone. I believe that she really can't accept Suyu. If what you said is true, and she really got together with Suyu, then I have no reason to blame her. After all, I didn't do well enough, so I believe that I would turn around and give her my blessings. I won't go back to China. I'll just silently watch her be happy. I'm not doing this because I'm noble. It's because I love her deeply and I don't want to make things difficult for her. The truth is, the thing I regret the most in my life is that I couldn't be with her when she was pregnant and gave birth. But I don't regret it. If I could turn back time and choose again, I would still do the same. My legs are just one of the reasons. More importantly, if I didn't get rid of the enemy, my wife and daughter might live in fear for the rest of their lives. As their husband and father, I won't be so cowardly, nor will I lack consideration. President Qin, your love is very deep. Unfortunately, not everyone understands this kind of love. Many people only see the surface. Many people think that President Su's 4 years of companionship is a great debt of gratitude. Yan complained on behalf of Qin Shu. I don't need everyone to understand me. In this world, only Mian understands me. Qin Shu, on the other hand, was very calm. This kind of mindset and attitude really made a noob like Yang admire him. Perhaps it was because he had been by Qin Shu's side for too long, so he understood the president's style of doing things. He knew that Qin Shu rarely said anything, but most of the time he did everything in silence. All these years, all his thoughts were on Huamin. For Huamin, he could sacrifice his life. However, such a stubborn and patient person had once been scolded badly by others. Back then, when Qin Shu's whereabouts were unknown, someone wrote a long post on Weibo. It caused a sensation on the internet, and the fans overwhelmingly supported Huamin and Suyu being together. Then, he slandered Qin Shu, saying how irresponsible he was. They had never thought about what Qin Shu had experienced. If he hadn't been so calm and quick-witted, seeing through Hua Xiqian's plan in advance, he would have been a pile of bones by now. Xiaoyang felt that a man who endured 4 years of torment just to protect his wife was not a coward. This was perhaps a height that Suyu would never be able to reach in his lifetime. That was why Huamin was willing to give up everything just to wait for him, even if it meant waiting for a lifetime. President Qin, your leg will definitely recover. Don't worry. I'm not worried. It's good enough that I can walk normally. I'm already satisfied. Qin Shu was still relatively casual. I won't force this matter anymore, because back then, the most authoritative orthopedic doctor in the United States had concluded that he would have to live with a cane for the rest of his life. And the result? With his strong willpower, he performed several surgeries and suffered a lot. He tried everything that had a chance of recovery. 4 years of follow-up examinations sounded easy to others, but Qining knew how much pain her brother had to endure. When it was said that his right leg might be crippled, Qin Shu's first reaction wasn't that his leg wouldn't recover and he couldn't walk anymore. Instead, he thought, if my leg is crippled, how am I going to carry Mian on my back? Therefore, there was no need to talk about love. Time was the best proof. Time could always show a person's true nature. The person that Xiao Yang admired the most was President Qin. At such a young age, he carried the world on his own. He doted on his wife so much that he dedicated his entire life to the woman he loved. How many people in the world could do that? Xiao Yang suddenly envied Qin Shu and Huo Mian when they were young. They skipped classes together and ate ramen together on campus. Chapter 1867. President Qin. Was President Hua special when you were in high school? She always attracted people's attention, right? Yang asked with a smile. Yeah. Back then, she was young and naive, but she was smart and never let herself be taken advantage of. Qin Shu smiled. That's great. I think if there's a chance, I can contact a famous director to make a movie about your Aegean story. It just so happens that there's a popular theme about campus youth recently, such as whose innocence isn't confused, that hurried year, the girl we chased together, etc. That's a great idea. Surprisingly, Qin Shu agreed. I'll discuss it with Huomin and see what she thinks. If she agrees, I'll do it right away. Yang's voice was tinged with excitement. There's no rush. We're only 2/3 of the way through our lives. Maybe in a few decades, when our daughters are older, we'll film it then. It'll be more memorable. Speaking of his 2 daughters, Qin Shu felt warm in his heart. He and Yang walked around the company for a while before returning to the president's office. It was almost time to get off work. Honey, do you need to work overtime today? Qin Shu walked over with a glass of milk and placed it on Huomin's desk. No, I'll be done soon. After Huomin spoke, she signed a few documents and got up to grab her jacket. By the way, didn't Huasiqian call me this morning? Yeah. What he said was strange. What did he say? Qin Shu looked at her. He said, both of us are in trouble. I don't know what he meant. Qin Shu's expression changed slightly, you know? Seeing Qin Shu's reaction, Huomin was a bit confused. Does it have anything to do with Ian? Qin Shu wasn't confident that he could deal with Ian because he knew that even Lu Yin and the professor couldn't do anything to him. Also, Ian's family was too complicated. If he messed with Ian, he might be hunted down for the rest of his life. That was not what he wanted to see. I don't think so. Isn't Ian on Huasiqian's side? If it's Ian, I should be the one in trouble with you. I will investigate this matter. Don't worry. Qin Shu held Huomin's hand lovingly and patted the back of her hand. Huomin nodded. Then the 2 of them drove home. When they arrived home, Uncle Lee had already asked the kitchen to prepare dinner. Where's Pudding? Qin Shu looked around and only saw Little Bean watching cartoons in the living room. Pudding was nowhere to be seen. She's upstairs in the bedroom. She's not in a good mood, Uncle Lee replied. Sis said she doesn't want to eat. She doesn't have an appetite. She didn't eat breakfast or lunch. Will she be hungry? Little Bean purposely nagged. It's good that she doesn't want to eat. Let's eat. Don't worry about her. Uncle Lee, can you ask my mom to come down? Where's Uncle Jixin? Little Bean asked. He said he's having dinner with his colleagues. He won't be back for dinner, Huomin said. Then, she took off her jacket and went into the kitchen to wash her hands. When she came out, Mr. Qin was already gone. Only Little Bean was sitting at the dining table, waiting for her. Daddy went upstairs. I think he went to comfort Sis, Little Bean said. Huomin didn't say anything. In fact, she cared about her daughter. However, if she gave in now, then her performance this morning would be for nothing. So, she decided to continue acting cool and observe Pudding's reaction. Then, Huomin sat down next to Little Bean. She picked up a red bean bun from the table and took a bite. Mommy, You don't look well. Are you too tired? Little Bean asked. Chapter 1868. It's okay. Have some soup, it tastes really good. Plus, at your age, you need to take care of your skin more. Don't always think about work, or you'll become a haggard old woman, and Daddy won't like you anymore. If he doesn't like you, you'll easily go out and find a mistress. It's scary to have a mistress, and then there'll be no peace at home. Daddy won't come home at night, and you'll wash your face with tears every day. Oh, just thinking about it makes me sad. I mean, to be honest, if she wasn't used to the way the two kids talked, she would have been so angry. What they said just now would have made her choke on a red bean bun. Little Bean, what are you talking about? I'm just giving you a heads up. Don't be nervous. From the current situation, Daddy still loves you very, very much. Little Bean smiled. Hurry up and eat. Don't talk nonsense. I really can't believe you. Huamin lectured Airbao. Upstairs in the bedroom, when Qin Shu entered, Pudding was sitting alone by the piano. She was playing City in the Sky slowly. It was obvious that she was sad. Pudding, Daddy, you're back. Pudding turned around and looked at Qin Shu with a rare smile. You're still practicing the piano. I'm just playing for fun. Are you still mad at Mommy? Qin Shu sat down beside her and asked gently. Pudding bit her lip. No, actually, I'm mad at myself. Why are you mad at yourself? Because I feel that. I seem to have been a little too willful this time and hurt Mommy's heart. Mommy is right about one thing. I brought my inner dissatisfaction into the house and affected everyone. I'm very sorry. Do you really think so? You're not angry? Qin Shu held his daughter's hand and asked patiently. Yeah, I'm not angry. I lost control of my emotions and smashed my phone. In fact, after thinking about it, I regretted it. Mommy was right. I didn't even have the ability to make money, so I learned to destroy things first. It's not a good habit. Your mommy loves you too, but sometimes she has to teach you what's right and wrong, I know. I'm really upset about Handsome Sue. You really like Handsome Sue? Yeah, I like Handsome Sue a lot. He's like Daddy and treats us the best. We know that he likes Mommy, and we thought that if Daddy didn't come back, we'd set them up in a few years. But we also know that Mommy doesn't like him. She doesn't have Handsome Sue in her heart, only Daddy. Handsome Sue must be really sad this time, or else Jiantong wouldn't have taken advantage of him. Even if it's just an act, I don't want to see them together. That's the truth. Yes, you're right. Your Uncle Sue might have done something wrong this time, but these things can be solved. It's useless for you to sulk at home. Everyone is worried about you. I know. Then, how about going down to eat with Daddy now? Pudding couldn't seem to pull a long face. Are you embarrassed to apologize to Mommy? Qin Shu asked. Pudding pursed her lips and didn't say anything. You're just as stubborn as her. She's still waiting for you to apologize, but you don't want to. What should we do? You two are putting Daddy in a difficult position. Qin Shu deliberately laughed. Daddy, forget it. I won't go down. It'll be awkward if I see Mommy. How about I go down tomorrow morning? Pudding was still worried. But if you don't go down now, you'll miss the best opportunity. Your Mommy has been in a bad mood at the company all day. Although she didn't say it out loud, she's been thinking about you. Really? Isn't it because Handsome Sue and Daddy begged Mommy to let me out early? Pudding asked suspiciously. Chapter 1869. That's one of the reasons, but the real reason is that Mommy can't bear to let her go. Otherwise, do you think anyone would be able to help her? Qin Shu's patient explanation made Pudding fall silent. She lowered her head, thinking about something. Just then, Qin Shu brought over a small box. Of course, if you don't want to eat downstairs, Daddy won't force you. But Little Bean said you didn't eat this morning and noon. This is Aaliyah's cake. I heard you like their tiramisu a lot, so Daddy bought some for you. Thank you, Daddy. Pudding seemed touched. Good girl, Daddy will go downstairs first. Think about it. I'm sure Pudding will be able to think it through since she's so smart, right? Then, without further persuasion, he turned around and walked downstairs. Pudding looked at the exquisite cake with mixed feelings. Daddy, Pudding still won't come down. Is she as stubborn as a cow? Pudding's cake was already in her round belly, and there was still cream on the corner of her mouth. I think Pudding already knows she's wrong. She'll come down in a bit. Chin Chu purposely glanced at Huamin after he spoke. Huamin didn't say anything. His expression was as calm as ever as he ate. Mian, why are you so angry at child? Young Meirong felt bad for her granddaughter. Mom, it's not about being angry. It's how I educate my child. How can you educate your child like that? You're almost like a stepmother. Young Meirong was a little angry. A stepmother wouldn't be so kind as to teach her right and wrong. I know you guys feel bad for Pudding, but this time, I can't compromise. You can call me heartless or a stepmother, but I have to make her realize her mistake. Mian, how can you be like this? You. Yang Meirong seemed unhappy that her daughter was hungry. Just as she was about to continue nagging, Chin Chu interrupted. Mom, Mian has a point. Kids are still young and don't know how to deal with things. They don't know if they're right or wrong, so we have to guide them. Mian's method is a little extreme, but Pudding isn't an ordinary child. Maybe it'll work. Hey, you guys are so annoying. Pudding's name always makes me feel like I don't exist. Pudding was anxious. She was so cute that Chin Chu's heart melted. He immediately walked over, took the tissue, and wiped the cream off the corner of her mouth. Little Bean, try not to eat desserts at night. You'll get fat. You have to maintain your figure, or else it'll be hard for you to find a boyfriend. After all, this is a society that values looks and figures. Chin Chu kindly reminded her. Daddy, I've already seriously considered this question 5 months ago. In the end, I came to a conclusion. Seeing how serious she was, Chin Chu tried his best not to laugh. What's the conclusion? Chin Chu couldn't help but ask. We're so rich, of course we can find boyfriends. Pudding and I are looking for boyfriends. Whether or not they're sincere, we'll think they're after our money. So, we might as well let them be after our money. So, even if I'm 180 pounds, it doesn't matter. Anyway, the emperor's daughter doesn't have to worry about marriage. We're rich, so I can eat whatever I want. Chin Chu, Huamin. Chapter 1870. Wow, our little bean is so full of tricks. Young Meirong couldn't help but laugh. Chin Mumu, please don't use your twisted logic to fool your daddy. After all, he's still naive and hasn't seen your true colors. Is it really okay for you to find excuses for your gluttony? Huamin glanced at his daughter. Mommy found out. Haha, I was just teasing Daddy. How can I give up on myself? After all, there's no spring for fat people. Chin Chu, he realized that he was really getting old. The logic of the two children was too strong. Sometimes, the words they said would make him flabbergasted. Just as everyone was about to finish eating, Pudding came downstairs in a white cotton nightgown. She wore a red Mickey Mouse headband on her long black hair. She looked very cute. Pudding and Little Bean looked exactly the same. They had inherited Chin Chu's excellent genes and were both very good-looking. However, the only thing that could make people distinguish them right away was their personality and aura. Pudding always had a smile on her face. When she smiled, her eyes were like crescent moons. Pudding, on the other hand, was always serious and seemed to have a lot on her mind. Oh, Sis is coming down. Pudding looked and said. Chin Chu was relieved. It seemed that the kid had thought things through. Miss Pudding, you came down just in time. Come and eat. Uncle Lee really liked the two kids. Thank you, Grandpa Lee. Pudding greeted the butler politely. Then she walked over. Pudding, come, Grandma. Grandma told you that the lotus root slices tonight are very delicious. You like the crunchy ones the most, right? Grandma, I'll eat later, Pudding said and slowly walked towards Huamin. Pudding lowered her voice and whispered into Chin Chu's ear. I think Sis is going to apologize to Mommy. Of course. Are you going to continue fighting with your mommy? Chin Chu lovingly pinched the tip of Pudding's nose. Mommy, Pudding said softly. MHM, Huamin responded faintly. Mommy, I'm sorry about this morning. Little Pudding was still a child, so when she said the words, I'm sorry, tears welled up in her eyes. The moment Pudding apologized, Huamin's heart completely softened. After all, she was her biological daughter whom she had carried for 10 months. She loved her more than anyone else. But he couldn't indulge her recklessly just because he loved her. Huamin still had his own principles. Pudding, do you know what you did wrong? I shouldn't have thrown my phone in such a bad mood. Smashing your phone is just one of them. What else? Huamin tilted his head and looked at his daughter with a serious expression. I shouldn't have treated handsome Sue and that woman like that. Although I don't like her, I shouldn't have been so rude to her. After all, handsome Sue brought her home. You're right. Mommy understands that you and Uncle Sue are close. Uncle Sue has a girlfriend, and I understand that you don't like him. But you shouldn't have been so rude and aggressive towards others. You also brought your bad mood home to our family. Pudding, Daddy, and Mommy, I know I was wrong. From now on, I'll control my emotions and won't throw things. Mommy, please don't be mad at me. Pudding's tears fell uncontrollably as she said this. The truth was, the child felt wronged as well. Huamin didn't feel good either. He immediately picked up Pudding and placed her on his lap. Chapter 1871. Then, she kissed Pudding's cheek. I hope you don't blame Mommy for being cruel. Mommy has to teach you and Little Bean a lesson. I can't let people say that Qin Shu and Huamin's daughters have no manners. I know, Mommy. I was too stubborn. It's okay. It's good that you know what you did wrong. Don't feel guilty. Tomorrow will be a new day. Everything that happened today will be in the past. Pudding seemed to understand what her mommy meant and nodded. The food is a bit cold. I'll ask the kitchen to heat it up. Mommy, I want to eat your vegetable noodles. Pudding rarely acted like a spoiled child. Whoa, sis, you're being stubborn again. Little Bean covered her mouth and laughed. However, Huamin's eyes were gentle. Okay, Mommy will go to the kitchen now. Wait a moment. Then, Huamin put down Pudding and went straight to the kitchen. Mian, I'll help you. Her mother was worried about Huamin, so she followed her into the kitchen. Qin Chu looked at Pudding. You did a great job. Sis, you're good at acting like a spoiled child, too. Little Bean teased. Shut up. I haven't settled the score with you yet. What score? I saved your life today. If I didn't video call handsome Sue, would you have begged Mommy for mercy? Little Bean said proudly. How dare you? You video chatted with handsome Sue while I was grounded. Pudding pouted. Watching his daughters bicker, Qin Shu only smiled but didn't say anything. Suddenly, he thought of something. He opened Huamin's bag and took out a box. He put it in front of Pudding. Your mommy bought you a new phone when she came back. Pudding was a little surprised and then very touched. She picked up the phone box and felt that it was heavy. Mommy is actually very gentle, Pudding said as she bit her lip. Daddy, that's unfair to me. Sis has a new phone. What about me? Yours isn't broken, right? Qin Shu asked. Then can I also find a reason to break it? Little Bean asked on purpose. Sure, but you have to think about your mommy's reaction today and think about what your sister went through. Qin Shu kindly reminded him. Little Bean, forget it then. I think my phone is actually quite new. Huh. Little Bean immediately backed off. Hearing Little Bean's words, Qin Shu and Pudding looked at each other and grinned. 20 minutes later, Huamin came out of the kitchen with a bowl of soup. Mommy, I want some too. Little Bean, you just ate half a bowl of rice, a red bean bun, and a piece of tiramisu, Grandma reminded her. It's not easy for Mommy to cook personally. I don't want to miss it. I cooked a lot, so you guys can eat, but don't go to sleep immediately after eating. You guys should play downstairs for a while and exercise, Huamin said. Okay, Mommy. We'll take good care of ourselves. Little Bean licked her lips. Huamin was immediately speechless. Take good care of ourselves. Even the word was unfamiliar to her. After apologizing, Pudding felt much better and ate a bowl of vegetable noodles in one go. Then, she went downstairs to play with her sister in the living room. Huamin and Qin Shu went upstairs to their bedroom. After Huamin took off his clothes and walked into the bathroom, Mr. Qin followed right behind him. What are you doing? Mr. Qin, you're so dirty. Who told you to be so direct? Qin Chu felt wronged. I didn't mean it that way. I want to take a shower. Why are you following me? I want to take a shower with you. Huamin immediately blushed. After 4 years, the only thing that didn't change about Mr. Qin was that he was still so direct. In the end, Huamin couldn't resist Mr. Chen's gentle advances, and the two of them stayed in the bathroom for a long time. When they came out, Huamin was already exhausted. Lying on the bed, she picked up her phone and saw that she had many missed calls. She immediately called back. Sister Huamin, something happened to N.I. Yang. He was just sent to Southside Recuperation Center. Chen Jie was so scared that she couldn't stop crying. Huamin's expression immediately changed, and she shot up. When did this happen? What happened? Chapter 1872. I heard from his assistant that he was stalked by an obsessive fan. And that's why. Jie, don't cry. I'll be right there. Okay. Chen Jie and N.I. Yang's relationship was stable. N.I. Yang even bought a house and was ready to marry Chen Jie. However, Chen Jie didn't want to delay N.I. Yang's career, so she didn't officially agree to his proposal. However, as long as N.I. Yang didn't have work to do, the two of them would be together. In N.I. Yang's own mansion, Chen Jie cooked for him, washed his clothes, and took care of him carefully. Other than N.I. Yang's mother and brother, Huamin was the person who treated N.I. Yang the best. Therefore, Chen Jie would think of N.I. Yang whenever something happened. When Qin Chu walked out of the bathroom, he saw Huamin getting dressed. Honey, are you going out? Yeah. Something happened to N.I. Yang. I have to go to Southside. I'll go with you. Qin Chu immediately took off his bathrobe and changed. No, it's late, and your leg is injured. I can go by myself. I'll be fine with a bodyguard. Honey, I'm injured, but I'm not crippled. I'll be fine. I'll be worried, even if I have a bodyguard. In the end, Huamin couldn't convince Qin Chu. Huamin was a bodyguard in ancient times, but Qin Chu said he was a bodyguard. The two of them drove to Southside in a low-key R8. Southside Recuperation Center, VIP ward. Huamin saw N.I. Yang with a white bandage on his cheek. Sister Huamin, President Qin. Chen Jie greeted them as soon as she saw them. Sis, brother-in-law, why are you here? N.I. Yang looked up with his hand on his injured left cheek. I was the one who called Huamin, Chen Jie said softly. What happened? You hurt your face. Huamin put down his bag, walked over, and checked the wound. It's okay. It's just a superficial wound. N.I. Yang smiled. How can you be so careless? Huamin turned around and looked at N.I. Yang's male assistant. What happened? How could something like this happen out of nowhere? President Hua, this time it's probably because of the stalker fans. They were following us in our van and would take pictures of us wherever we went. They even found out which flight we were on and bought first-class tickets to harass us. There was a girl from a rich family who seemed to like N.I. Yang a lot. I don't know where she got N.I. Yang's phone number from, but she kept harassing him like a psycho. N.I. Yang ignored her. This time, she brought a group of girls and found out that we were filming a TV show. Backstage, under the pretense of signing autographs, they swarmed up and scratched N.I. Yang's face. It might be an act of revenge. She also said that N.I. Yang looked down on her. The assistant recalled slowly. Huamin's face darkened bit by bit. I'm fine, sis. Don't worry. The girl was drunk. I don't think she did it on purpose, N.I. Yang said calmly. How can that be? It's not about whether she did it on purpose or not. It's about violence. Did you call the police? Yes, the police took them away, but apparently they've already let them go. The girl's family is quite powerful, and we don't want to make a big deal out of it. N.I. Yang said that we'd be giving them a chance to create hype. The assistant lowered his head. How can that be? We can't just let it go. We have to make an example out of them. What if there are more stalker fans who bully people like this in the future? It's okay, sis. Let's just let go this time. I don't want to make a big deal out of it. No, I won't let anyone bully you. Huamin was furious. N.I. Yang was a very indifferent boy who would never deliberately fight with others. Chapter 1873. In the past few years, he had a good reputation in the entertainment industry, and he worked very hard. Many of his fans supported and loved him from the bottom of their hearts. However, that didn't mean that N.I. Yang didn't have someone to back him up, even though GK was no longer an entertainment company. N.I. Yang signed with Su Yu's company, but Huamin's feelings for him were still the same. Honey, can you help me investigate that girl's background? Before Huamin could finish his sentence, the door to his room was pushed open. Everyone looked over and saw that it was Su Yu. It was already 11:20 p.m., and N.I. Yang's incident was sudden, so the media didn't know about it. It was obvious that Su Yu was well-informed. President Su. And Yang was surprised as well. I just heard that you were injured. How are you? Where are you hurt? Is it serious? Su Yu was wearing a white Versace suit, and it followed behind him without saying a word. It's not serious, just a few scratches on my left cheek. The doctor said it won't leave a scar, and Yang replied. That's good. I've already found the girls who hit you. I've already sued them under the company's name, and our team of lawyers will handle this. You just need to rest and recover. That fast. Huamin was speechless. He was just about to investigate, and Su Yu was already suing them. Thank you, President Su. I'm sorry for troubling you. And Yang was quite embarrassed. It was just a small matter, but so many people were alerted in the middle of the night. You're welcome. You're my employee, and I'm supposed to take care of you. Su Yu had always treated his employees well, but the reason why he was especially nice to Yang was definitely because of Huamin. Everyone was well aware of this, and everyone knew what was going on. Since you're involved, then I won't investigate anymore. It's easier for your company to handle this. Compensate, apologize, and detain. Huamin said faintly. We don't care about compensation, and Imperial Star doesn't lack money. We must destroy that woman's reputation. Su Yu had always been extremely arrogant, and no one could compare to him. Good job. This time, I'm on your side. Huamian finally let out a breath of relief. What kind of girl like her idol? She tried to harass him, but in the end, her love turned to hate him? That was terrifying. He definitely couldn't let it go so easily. Otherwise, it might cause even more trouble in the future. Then, Su Yu looked up at Huamian. Come with me. I have something to say. Huamian turned around and looked at Qin Shu, as if telling him not to think too much. Qin Shu, on the other hand, was very calm. Go ahead. I'm going downstairs to buy a pack of cigarettes. Then, Qin Shu quickly turned around and went downstairs. Huamin followed Su Yu out, and Yang was in the hospital room, completely dumbfounded. And how did President Su know I was injured? Someone took a video of the scene and wanted to use it as a publicity stunt. Then, they sold the video to a famous media company. The CEO of that company is very close to President Su, and as soon as he saw you, he immediately called him. President Su immediately suppressed the news. You still have 2 movies coming up next month, so there's no way he'd let any negative news come out. I see. I really have to thank President Su this time. And Yang nodded. Does it still hurt? Do you want me to put a hot towel on it for you? Chun Jie's heart ached as she walked over and gently touched the gauze. It doesn't hurt. I'm not a woman. I'm not that delicate. Go get some rest. You've been busy all night. And Yang picked up Chun Jie's hand and kissed it. And Yang's male assistant immediately turned their heads away awkwardly. They were about to torture the 2 of them. Inside the hospital room, what instructions, Lord Su? Huamin asked jokingly. Chapter 1874. How dare you laugh? Why can't I laugh? How did you treat Pudding today? So you looked serious. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Huamin was speechless. Look at you. You're an adult. How can you bully kids? Do you have any conscience? What does that have to do with conscience? I'm educating the kids, Huamin explained. You can't lock her up. Do you think you're in the army? You're not an instructor. Huamin, say something. Say what? Huamin was confused. Where's Pudding? She's at home. She's asleep. Did you apologize to her? Su Yu asked domineeringly. Please. She did something wrong. Why should I apologize? She already apologized to me. Okay? I also bought her a new phone. This matter was resolved peacefully. Lord Su, what are you so nervous about? Anyway, Huamian, I'm telling you, you can't treat Pudding and Little Bean like this. They're still kids. They don't know anything yet. Don't use your mother's power. What are you talking about? What do you mean by use my power? Do you think I'm that unreasonable? Huamin was helpless. Anyway, this is a warning. Next time what can you do? Huamin raised his chin teasingly. I'll tell Grandpa and ask him to teach you a lesson. You only know how to complain. Are you even a man? Huamin was furious. I don't care. Anyways, I won't let this happen again. Fine, you're acting like you're their father. Please. Even my Qin Shu didn't react as strongly as you, okay? Lord Su, you're teaching the kids the wrong things. They'll turn on you when they grow up. I'm happy to turn on you. I'm rich. I can do whatever I want. Why do you care? I don't want to talk to you. Then Huamian turned around to leave. Wait. Speak. About me and Jiantong. Are you trying to ask me what my attitude is? Huamin turned his head. Suyu nodded with an unnatural expression on his face. If I were to treat her as a good friend, then as a family member, I definitely wouldn't agree. It's not that I look down on her, because she's an actress. After all, I don't come from a prestigious family, so I'm not as good as her. But Jiantong isn't as simple as she seems. I feel like she's a scheming person. She's not as elegant as she appears on the surface. It's best if you don't get too involved with her. Of course, if you truly like her, then that's a different story. After all, I still hope that lovers can find their way together. Lovers can find their way together. What are you saying? Suyu smiled bitterly. If I were to look at this as an outsider, then you can do whatever you want. After all, you're so old that you can't even have a single woman by your side. Let's not talk about whether or not you can get married. It's good to have someone to keep you company when you're lonely. Jiantong is your employee, so she admires you a lot. You won't be so tired when you're with her, and I'm sure she'll take good care of you. If she's from a rich family, she might even have princess syndrome and do it with you once every 3 days. I don't want you to be a friend or an outsider. I just want you to be Huamin. Then tell me, who is Huamin? Huamin was confused as he glanced at Suyu. Chapter 1875. As a woman that I, Suyu, have liked for years, Suyu said slowly. Of course I'll give you my blessings. After all, I don't want you to be alone. Okay, I understand. Thank you for telling me so much. Then, Suyu turned around in disappointment. He didn't know if he was sick or something, but he always wanted answers from Huamin. However, every time Huamin said something, he would feel extremely sad. In Wei Liao's words, he was looking for trouble. After Suyu left, Huamin went back to his room to chat with Ni Yang and Qin Jie while waiting for Qin Chu. Downstairs, Qin Chu came back from buying cigarettes and put one in his mouth. As he walked, he heard faint footsteps behind him. He turned around abruptly and saw an unfamiliar man in a black baseball uniform appear behind him out of nowhere. He was wearing a baseball cap and had a shiny dagger in his hand. He aimed the dagger at Qin Chu. Luckily, Mr. Qin reacted quickly and dodged. The man's movements were swift and clean, and it was obvious that he was a martial artist. When he saw that his first attack didn't work, he immediately tried a second one. He purposely chose this secluded area to attack because he wanted to kill Qin Chu. Qin Chu spat out the cigarette in his mouth and started fighting with the man. The man obviously came prepared and was very strong. Qin Chu didn't dare to be careless and carefully dodged every attack. He knew that if the dagger fell, it would definitely be fatal. During the 4 years he was in the States, he learned a lot of martial arts in order to get retested. However, right now, he was at a higher level. Otherwise, he wouldn't have come out with Huamin without a bodyguard. Just as the man pounced on him again, Qin Chu pulled out his gun and pointed it at the man. That person abruptly stopped his movements. Who sent you? Qin Chu asked coldly. The man didn't say anything, Huasiqian. Qin Chu asked tentatively. After hearing Huasiqian's name, the man pounced on Qin Chu like a madman, ignoring the gun in his hand. Qin Chu pulled the trigger. Because it was a special silencer, there was no sound without attracting the attention of the people around him. Qin Chu shot the man's wrist. The dagger fell to the ground with a clang, making a crisp sound. The man was about to pick it up with his other hand when Qin Chu stepped on his wrist. Ugh. He made a pain sound. Qin Chu slowly squatted down and picked up the dagger. Huasiqian sent you to kill me? Don't try to trick me. If you want to kill me, then kill me. Humph. Someone as important as you wouldn't kill anyone. After all, your life is more valuable than mine. The man sneered. Huasiqian doesn't know that you're here to kill me, right? Qin Shu slowly asked as he played with the dagger. The man's expression froze. It seemed like Qin Shu was right. But you came to kill me alone to show your loyalty to your master. That's quite brave of you. I won't kill you. The man was slightly stunned. He glanced at Qin Shu, not knowing what Qin Shu was thinking. But I can't let you go so easily. After speaking, Qin Shu raised the dagger and pierced the man's palm. The man was a man, so he didn't make a sound. Blood flowed out of his palm. He was in so much pain that his forehead was covered in sweat, looking at the dagger piercing the center of his palm. That feeling was worse than death. Chapter 1876. Qin Shu's methods were indeed much more ruthless than 4 years ago. Qin Shu said he wouldn't kill him, so he kept his word. He got up and left. The man stumbled to his feet and hurriedly ran away. The entire process didn't even take more than 10 minutes. It was a quick battle. Honey, let's go back. Qin Shu took a pack of cigarettes upstairs. Okay. Huomi nodded, then looked at an Aiyang. Get well soon, and be careful. Okay, after Chinese New Year, I'll ask President Su for a leave of absence. Leave of absence? Are you going on a trip? No, I'm getting married. Huh. That's a good thing. Looks like I'll have to prepare another big red packet. After chatting and laughing, Huomin and Qin Shu walked out of the room. Honey, why is there blood on your hand? Huomin used to be a nurse and doctor, so she was especially sensitive to the smell of blood. Qin Shu didn't notice. He must have gotten some of that man's blood on himself when he was fighting. Look, there's really blood. Did you get hurt? Huomin panicked. No. Maybe when I came back, there was a car accident patient in the ER, and I pushed the cart. I helped out and accidentally got it on my hand. Mr. Qin said perfunctorily. Oh, that's good, you scared me. Honey, are you afraid that I'll get hurt? Of course. Huomin rolled her eyes at him. I won't. Your husband is very strong now. Not only will I not get hurt, but I also won't let you and the baby get hurt. After hearing this, Huomin finally felt a little relieved. Inside the home mansion, Huasiqian had been having trouble sleeping lately, and he kept seeing people who were already dead in his dreams. He wasn't sure if it was a bad omen. First, he dreamed of Hua Zhenghai standing in the old house in a white robe. Then, he dreamed of Song Yisher lying in the bathroom with blood all over her face. Even someone as calm as Huasiqian had moments when he panicked. He didn't dare to turn off the lights when he was sleeping. There was a saying that was very true. Since he had done something wrong, he would definitely be afraid of ghosts. Boss, are you asleep? Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. Huasiqian broke out in cold sweat again. What's the matter? He got up with a cold face and put on his sleeping robe. Boss, something happened to Ali. Huasiqian frowned slightly after hearing this. Then, he opened the door and walked out. Ali was his #1 valiant general. He acted quickly and was vicious. It could be said that he was vicious and merciless. He had been by Huasiqian's side for more than 5 years and was a trustworthy person. When Huasiqian walked downstairs, he saw Ali lying on the living room floor. His face was haggard, and there was a dagger in his right hand. The dagger had pierced right through his palm. Just looking at it made one's heart tremble. What happened? How'd he get hurt like this? Huasiqian gritted his teeth in anger. Boss, the person beside him didn't dare to speak. At this time, Ali was already unconscious, so no one knew where to start asking. Speak. Huasiqian tilted his head and yelled at one of his subordinates. Boss, here's what happened. Brotherly noticed that you've been in a bad mood recently. He knew that you've been feeling uneasy because of Qin Shu's return to the country. He said a few times that he wanted to do something, but you've been hesitant, so at this point, the person paused for a moment. Go on. Huasiqian's voice was as cold as ice. So, Brotherly wanted to kill Qin Shu behind your back. Recently, he's been looking for an opportunity to follow him. Finally, he saw him go out alone at South Side tonight. He thought it was a good opportunity, so he went after him, but he didn't expect that. Not only did he fail, but he also got stabbed in the hand by Qin Shu. Ridiculous, you idiots. You're pissing me off. Hua Xiqian was so angry that he kicked over a coffee table in front of him, shattering all the glassware on the floor. His subordinates were so scared that they didn't even dare to breathe. Chapter 1877. Who do you think Qin Shu is? He wasn't easy to deal with in the past, let alone now that he's back. I didn't let you do it not because I'm afraid of him, but because now isn't a good time to do it. Do you think I want to keep him alive? But killing Qin Shu requires careful planning. Plus, he's very vigilant and skilled in martial arts. That idiot Ali is no match for him. Do you think he can kill him with a stupid dagger? He carries the world's top military equipment with him. That pistol is enough to kill you many times over. If he wanted to kill Ali, we wouldn't be seeing him now. He doesn't dare to kill him because he's afraid of being exposed, right? Idiot, they have 10,000 ways to make Ali disappear without a trace. Just like how I also have 10,000 ways to easily frame him back then. Don't use your pig brains to think of your opponents. Yes. You're right, boss. What are you waiting for? Are you all dead? Hurry up and get a doctor. He's going to die soon. Hua Xiqian hadn't been so angry in a long time. These idiots were infuriating him. Yes. One of his subordinates ran over and called for his personal doctor. After more than 4 hours of surgery, the doctor carefully pulled out the dagger. Mr. Hua, the surgery is over. Hua Xiqian nodded. He took out a big envelope full of US dollars and handed it to the doctor. Dr. Zhao, I don't want anyone to know about what happened today. Don't worry, Mr. Hua. I'll keep it a secret. How is he? He's fine now, but his right hand is crippled. He can't use force or catch a cold. He needs to be careful. Okay, I got it. Hua Xiqian nodded. After sending the doctor away, he came back and saw that Ali had woken up. Boss, I'm sorry. Ali's voice was weak. Don't apologize to me. I don't have such a stupid subordinate like you. When you get better, I'll give you some money and you can leave. Boss, I don't want money. I just want to follow you. Your hand is already crippled. What can you do with me from now on? Hua Xiqian looked at him indifferently. Don't say anything. I didn't expect you to be so impulsive after following me for 5 years. I'm very disappointed in you. Hua Xiqian turned around. He seemed to be in a bad mood. Boss, I'll find a way to kidnap Miss Hua for you. Ali knew his boss's wish, so he tried to use this to atone for his sins. Upon hearing his words, Hua Xiqian turned around abruptly. If you dare to touch me on, I'll chop you into minced meat. After speaking, Hua Xiqian was so angry that he turned around and went upstairs. Brotherly, don't say any more. You should rest well. Boss has been in a bad mood recently. He hasn't been able to sleep well for a few days. If he could forcefully kidnap Hua Min, then he wouldn't have spent so much effort all these years. Until now, Hua Xiqian had always believed that as long as he had the chance, he would fall in love with Hua Mian. He would make Hua Mian fall in love with him instead of forcing her to be with him. Qin Shu, you hurt my subordinate. That's a blatant provocation, isn't it? Very well. Let's play slowly. Every dog has its day. Let's see who dies first. Hua Xiqian sneered and closed the door with a bang. Monday morning was a little busy. The twins followed Su Yu to the golf course. Qin Shu, on the other hand, was invited to a large-scale charity auction. Hua Min came out of the company's morning meeting and heard Bella say that someone wanted to see her. She was wondering who would come to the company to see her. Then, she saw a pretty figure walk in her office. Chapter 1878. Mian, long time no see. The girl who walked in had a faint smile on her face. Her youthfulness had faded away and was replaced by a graceful and mature beauty. Cici, when did you come back? Hua Min was stunned, yelling Si, the friend he hadn't seen in 3 years. She was the innocent and stubborn girl he knew. The girl that Eric loved to death back then. She had changed so much. Her long hair was now shoulder-length curly, and she even dyed it brown, making her look even fairer. I just got home yesterday. Cici smiled. Sit down. Let me take a good look at you. Hua Min's mood could only be described as joyful. Although he hadn't known Cece for long, Huamin was very good at reading people. He knew that although Cece had accidentally done something wrong, she definitely didn't do it on purpose. Others might think that she was naive or did it on purpose, but Huamin knew that she was just a stubborn girl who was obsessed with love. Back then, she and Rick broke up painfully. When the twins were 1 month old, Huamin took the opportunity to talk to Rick about a lot of things, hoping that they could get back together. She thought that Rick would definitely go and find Cece. However, there was nothing else. Something happened to his family in the States. Rick sold seductive Fox and left the city in a hurry, never to be heard from again. Cece waited for a long time. In the end, she gave up and went to Singapore to study. 3 years had passed, but Huamin still felt like it was just yesterday. Cece, how are you doing? Huamin asked. Pretty good. I learned a lot in Singapore and made a lot of new friends. Then are you still in contact with Rick? Huamin asked tentatively. No. Cece's eyes were slightly disappointed when she heard Rick's name. Although it was only for a moment, Huamin still caught it. I heard that Mr. Chin is back? Cece asked with a smile. Yeah, he's back. Congratulations, you finally met him. Cece was genuinely happy for Huamin. Thank you. I didn't expect that my persistence didn't go to waste in the end. Fortunately, I managed to wait. Cece, do you have a boyfriend now? Huamin had always felt that Cece cared a lot about her relationship with Rick. Therefore, he was worried that she might not be able to let go. No, but my parents are going to arrange a blind date for me. I'm not young anymore, so I might consider getting married if I meet someone suitable. Cece smiled bitterly. Then, have you tried to contact Rick? No, I've never looked for him. I think he's so powerful. It's easy for him to find me, but he hasn't contacted me in the past 3 years. Maybe he really has forgotten about me. Something must have happened to the Rick family back then. He left in a hurry and didn't even say goodbye to me. We didn't know where he went either. I thought he would look for you. Huamin knew that although Rick was an introvert, he definitely had Cece in his heart. She didn't think that Rick would not contact Cece for 3 years. Things were still the same. But people had changed. I don't care what the reason was. Anyways, we missed each other. Mian, let's not talk about him. The twins are 3 years old now, right? Huamin nodded. They're 3 years old. They just had their 3rd birthday. Time flies. They're already 3 years old. Cece sighed softly. All right, do you have a picture of them? Let me see if they've changed. Huamin immediately took out his phone and showed it to Cece. Huh, they look so much like Mr. Chin. Twins really do have powerful genes. Do you guys get wrong all the time? Can you tell the difference between Little Bean and Pudding? Cece asked curiously as she looked at Huamin. Chapter 1879. Ha ha ha, of course. Pudding is a cold and aloof girl. She's always expressionless. Little Bean is a cute foodie. She's good at kissing ass, so you can tell from her expression. Huamin couldn't help but laugh. She couldn't help but complain when it came to the children. Okay, haha, your mom is a weirdo. Cece also couldn't help but laugh. Meanwhile, on the golf course, Suyu and Tang Chuan had just finished playing golf. They were drinking in the lounge area with their 2 children. Look at you. Why did you ask me to play golf? Why did you bring them along? What a waste of time. Tang Chuan complained. Are we wasting your time? Uncle Tang, you like to talk bad about people. Will your tongue rot? Little Bean was unhappy. No, Uncle Tang's tongue is very good. Tang Chuan purposely tried to make the twins angry. Little Bean, don't talk to him. Mommy said that people who aren't on the same level shouldn't talk to each other because they're not on the same frequency. He won't understand what you're saying. After all, not everyone is as smart as us. Pudding calmly drank her orange juice. She sat beside Suyu like a proud little princess. TSK. Little girl, are you saying that my brain isn't working well? Of course not. I didn't beat around the bush. I said it clearly. Ha! No wonder my sister said that your brain isn't working well. You need money to fix your IQ. Are you the stupid son of a landlord? Little Bean laughed hysterically. Tang Chuan almost spat out the mineral water in his mouth. Suyu also laughed so hard that he almost peed his pants. Oh no, these two are so smart. Suyu, I advise you to stay away from them. Don't get tricked by them, of course not. Handsome Sue is our idol. Little Bean immediately flattered him. Pudding didn't say anything. Instead, she picked up the orange juice she had drunk and handed it to Suyu. Handsome Sue, the orange juice today is pretty good. Do you want some? Okay. No one had the heart to reject Pudding's gentle side. She was too cute. Pudding, give Uncle Tang a sip, Tang Chuan said coquettishly. Sure. 1,000. Pudding reached out her hand. You still need money? Tang Chuan curled his lips. Of course. You're always freeloading. I'm not as generous as Handsome Sue. I won't spoil you. Pudding looked at Tang Chuan calmly. I'm freeloading because Lord Sue is rich, Tang Chuan quibbled. You make it sound like your family lacks money. Why didn't you think about our Handsome Sue when you bought a Porsche for your sister? Uncle Tang, you won't have any friends if you behave like this, Little Bean said seriously. When I woke up this morning, I was wondering why my right eyelid was twitching like crazy. Sure enough, it's nothing good. You two little vixens are just trying to piss me off. Huh, you're neither old nor young. You're the one who's disrespectful, Little Bean retorted. Suyu, hurry up and control them. I can't take it anymore. They're going to go to heaven. Suyu, on the other hand, looked calm. Are you hungry? Do you want to eat something? Or do you want to play for a while? Suyu looked at the two babies dotingly. Pudding gave Little Bean a look. Little Bean immediately stood up. Uncle Tang, hurry up and teach me your ultimate move. Everyone says you're good at golf. Oh, now you remember me? What did you two do to me just now? Tang Chuan said shamelessly. Don't whine. Are you really so bad at golf that you don't dare to show off your skills? Little Bean tried to goad him. Nonsense. Come, follow me. I'll show you what an expert is. After speaking, Tang Chuan stood up and left. Little Bean followed him eagerly. Before leaving, she didn't forget to give Pudding an okay sign. After they left, Pudding glanced at Suyu. Handsome Sue, let's talk. Pudding's expression was adorable. Suyu thought she was so cute that his heart almost melted. Chapter 1880. Sure. What do you want to talk about, Pudding? Suyu picked up a bottle of water and drank from it. He was very interested in Pudding's words. Don't look at me like that. I'm serious. Pudding was a bit angry. Uncle Sue is serious too. Suyu smiled. Break up with Bimbo Jian as soon as possible. Huh? Why? Suyu wasn't angry at all that Little Bean, and Pudding gave Jian Tong a bad nickname. In fact, he even enjoyed it. After all, Suyu wasn't stupid. He knew what kind of person Jian Tong was. Because we don't like her. Is that reason enough? Is there more? Suyu asked with a smile. Great-grandpa, Lord Sue, and Grandma Sue don't like her either. The whole family doesn't like her, Pudding insisted. Is there more? And Mommy doesn't like her either, Pudding said in a low voice. Your Mommy doesn't like her? How do you know? What did she say? Suyu seemed interested in this question. She did. What did she say? Suyu asked. Mommy said Bimbo Jian is too scheming and isn't suitable for you. Handsome Sue, you're too good and perfect. Stop fooling me. Your mommy wouldn't say that about me. Suyu rolled his eyes. It doesn't matter what Mommy says. She really doesn't like that woman. You have to break up with her. Pudding, be good. I'm not going to marry her. Don't be so nervous. Of course I know you're not going to marry her. You're just upset because my daddy came back and you're worried that Mommy will feel guilty. That's why you're looking for a scapegoat. Pudding analyzed calmly. Ahem. Can you not be so smart? You're so direct and not giving me any face. I'm so embarrassed. Handsome Sue, listen to me. Break up with that woman. I'll introduce you to someone better, okay? Seeing that Suyu didn't agree, Pudding changed her strategy and used both the carrot and the stick. Since the hard way didn't work, she started to act cute. Introduce me to someone better. Suyu was speechless. Come here, I'll tell you secretly. Pudding hooked her finger mysteriously. Holding back his laughter, Suyu leaned over and pretended to be serious. Let me tell you, you know how powerful our Qin family's genes are, right? My dad is a handsome guy, so Little Bean and I are pretty too. So? Suyu asked. That's why the Qin family still has an unparalleled beauty who isn't married yet. She's especially suitable for you. Trust me, Pudding said with a straight face. You're not talking about Cheening, are you? You know my auntie? Pudding's eyes widened in surprise. No, the problem is that there are only a few people in the Cheen family. Your aunt came back before. I think I've seen her before. That'll make things easier. Pudding smiled. The problem is, she doesn't seem to be an adult yet. She's so young. So you complained. Nonsense. Auntie is at least 24. 5 years old this year. I'll go back and ask my dad. No, Pudding, listen to me. Uncle Sue doesn't like your auntie. Don't try to pull strings, okay? Don't cause trouble for me. Isn't my auntie better than Bimbo Jian? Pudding wasn't happy. That's not what I meant. I just don't like this method. Plus, I'm free to make arrangements for Jian Tong. It's not what you think. Tell your mom not to worry about me and just be with your dad. Really, don't feel burdened. So, Handsome Sue, deep down, you still love my mom, right? You can't let go of her. Whether it's Bimbo Jian or my auntie, they can't get into your heart, right? Pudding, this topic is too deep. So you turned his head away awkwardly. Just tell me if you can give up on my mom? Pudding pressed. Chapter 1881. Pudding. So you didn't expect to be stumped by a kid's question. He felt awkward. Is it hard to answer? Pudding looked at Suyu innocently. It's not a hard question. I don't think you'll understand, even if I tell you. How would I know if you don't tell me? Okay, Pudding. Here's the thing. I really like your mommy, but she doesn't like me. I really want to give up on her, but relationships aren't that simple. People can't control their emotions. So, you asked me if I've given up on your mommy? I want to say that I want to give up on her, but I don't think I can. Suyu felt much more relaxed after speaking his mind. Handsome Sue is a great man, but my mommy already has daddy. So, she can't give Handsome Sue happiness. If only I could grow up quickly so that I could marry Handsome Sue. Pfft. How old are you? Suyu wanted to vomit blood. I know. I'm just making an example. If Handsome Sue can't forget my mommy, then he'll always like her. Even if he's single, I don't want to see you looking for cannon fodder. Okay, Uncle Sue understands what you mean. Will you break up with Jian Tong? Pudding asked. I'll definitely break up with her, but I'll put it on hold for now. We're not real, we're just acting. Pudding, don't take it so seriously, okay? Suyu comforted. I hope you'll keep your word. As they talked, Tang Chuan and Little Bean came back. How'd it go? Is Little Bean a fast learner? Suyu asked Tang Chuan. I don't know if she's fast or not, but I know she cheated me out of a box of Haagen-Dazs. Tang Chuan pointed at Little Bean and the ice cream in her hand. Haha, Little Bean is good at tricking people. It's your fault for being caught off guard. Suyu laughed. Handsome Sue, are you complimenting me? Little Bean asked, blinking her big eyes. Of course it's a compliment. Suyu caressed Little Bean's chubby face lovingly. Little Bean picked up a spoonful of ice cream and fed it to Suyu. Try it, Handsome Sue. It's delicious. Before Suyu could say anything, Tang Chuan interrupted. Your Handsome Sue is super rich. He doesn't care for ice cream. It's not like he hasn't eaten ice cream before. I've eaten ice cream before, but I've never eaten it for free. I've always thought that the best food is scammed. Then he opened his mouth and took a small bite, giving Little Bean face. How is it? Does it taste good? Little Bean asked expectantly. Suyu nodded. Yes, it's delicious. It's free. It's really delicious. You guys are really in cahoots. Tang Chuan shouted. Sis, do you want a bite? Little Bean walked over. No, it's getting late. We should go back. Daddy said that we have art class at noon. Little Bean suggested. Pudding suggested that they leave, and Little Bean nodded. Suyu immediately drove the two kids back. Qin Shu came back at noon as well. Daddy, the two kids saw Qin Shu and ran over. Suyu was a bit envious. It seemed that their biological father was still the closest. No amount of warmth and companionship could compare to family. Blood was thicker than water. Did you have fun today? Qin Shu asked gently, his eyes full of love. Yes, it was great. We'll like to play golf. That's good. Then I'll go back, Suyu said and turned to leave. Suyu, wait. I have something to talk to you about, Qin Shu said slowly. Suyu paused slightly. Then Qin Shu turned around and looked at the butler. Uncle Lee, can you send him in first? I have something to talk to President Su alone. Yes, sir. The butler nodded and took the twins away. Before leaving, Little Bean said worriedly, Daddy, don't fight with Handsome Sue. You have to be good. Chapter 1882. Shu was speechless. Suyu was speechless. Shu and Suyu didn't know whether to laugh or cry at the kids' naivety. After the kids walked away, Suyu spoke first. Don't tell me you're also trying to persuade me to break up with Jian Tong. No. Mr. Qin was as calm as a machine. Then, are you trying to persuade me to give up on Huamin? Suyu asked again. Not really, Okay, I guess I was wrong. Shu glanced at Suyu and said calmly, What do you think about Hua Xiqian? Nothing. I don't want to talk to that bitch, Suyu cursed angrily. What? Did he do something to you again? Suyu felt that something was wrong. Why would Shu talk about him out of nowhere? Yeah, I've already started a secret competition with him. He might use underhanded methods. You have to be careful. Don't let him be your cannon fodder. No, he won't dare to touch me. Suyu was full of confidence. That's good. That's it? Suyu was a bit surprised. Yeah. Here, all right then. As your former rival in love, I thought that you wanted to tell us something important. Suyu, thank you, Shu suddenly said. Suyu was speechless. What are you thanking me for? Taking the twins to play golf? No, thank you for loving them so much. You can't replace the time I missed as a father. Don't say that. I'm not that great. I just like them. Really, I'm not as noble as you think I am. Suyu was a bit embarrassed. The Su family took in Mion and the kids, so the Qin family is indebted to them. I should have said it in person. Don't mention it. I didn't do it for you. Suyu said directly. I know you're doing this for Mion. Shu said. It's no use. Mion is still... Haha. She only has you in her heart. Suyu smiled bitterly. Suyu, if there's anything you need, just say the word. The Qin family will do our best. This... I really don't have any. If there's anything in the future, you must let me know. Aya, don't make it sound like we're friends. That would be even more awkward. We're love rivals. The whole world knows that I like Huamin. Aren't you jealous? I don't believe it. Suyu was not used to Shu's humble attitude towards him. I'm jealous, but it's useless. Instead, I want to thank you for liking Mion. It's because of you that she's able to escape death time and time again. Compared to Mion's life, none of this is important. I just want her to live well. Everything else is secondary. Shu's simple words sounded casual, but they shocked Suyu. It turned out that Shu loved Huamin so much. Compared to you, I'm really ashamed. Although I don't ask for Mion's gratitude, I've always wanted her to respond. You, on the other hand, just want her to live well. You're willing to sacrifice everything else. I'm really not as good as you are. Now I finally understand why Huamin loves you so much. Shu didn't say anything. He just quietly looked at Suyu. Because you're worth it. Shu, you're a real man. Suyu, am impressed by you. Suyu rarely admired a man like this, but Shu's words really touched him. She's the only person I've ever wanted in my life. I insisted on marrying her when I was young. To me, it's already corroded my heart and bones. There's no cure for it, Shu emphasized. I understand. Suyu nodded. The two men hadn't had a serious conversation like this in a long time. Inside the old castle, the twins' curiosity almost killed the cat. Sis, what do you think Daddy will say to Handsome Sue? Will it stop us from seeing Handsome Sue in the future? Little Bean was worried. Chapter 1883. No way, Daddy's not that low. Pudding said confidently. Don't make it sound like you know Daddy very well. Pudding was not convinced. When Shu came back, Pudding immediately ran up to him. Daddy, did Pudding miss Daddy? No, Daddy, I want to ask you what you said to Handsome Sue. Shu, Daddy, can you tell Mommy that you talked to Handsome Sue alone? Pudding asked. Shu, babies, Daddy really didn't say anything to Uncle Sue. Don't overthink it. Of course, you can tell Mommy, it's okay. Shu smiled helplessly. It was a headache to have two babies at home. Forget it, Daddy. If you said that, then you definitely didn't say anything to Handsome Sue. It's boring even if he knows. I'm going to take a nap. Pudding reacted quickly, no longer curious about the conversation between Qin Shu and Su Yu. Daddy, Pudding is going to sleep. You could tell me secretly. Pudding lowered her voice. Pudding, you need to take a nap too. Qin Shu held Pudding's chubby hand and walked upstairs. After taking care of the twins for a few days, Qin Shu understood one thing. Taking care of the kids wasn't easy. It was much more tiring than working. Most importantly, it was a waste of time and energy. Sir, there's so many nannies at home. You don't have to work so hard. You can do everything yourself. Uncle Lee felt bad for Qin Shu. I already missed 3 years of time with them. I don't want to miss out on the future. When the girls grow up and get married, I want to spend time with them and give them beautiful childhood memories. Mr. Qin, you're so thoughtful. Uncle Lee sighed. It's not hard for me, it's my wife. She went through so much alone. It's really hard for a little girl like her. Qin Shu always remembered that Huamin was only 28 years old and was already a mother of 2. Not many women could forgive themselves for not having their husbands by their side when they were pregnant and gave birth. However, Huamin had never complained about Qin Shu. This was something that many women could not do. Wei Liao once commented that Huamin's magnanimity was unparalleled. Huamin's intelligence and wisdom also depended on the person and the situation. No wonder Qin Shu, Su Yu, and Hua Xiqian loved her so much. Who wouldn't like such a Huamin? Yes, Madam has it even harder. Uncle Lee sighed. Qin Shu was standing in front of the floor-to-ceiling window on the first floor, looking at the first snow outside. It wouldn't be long before he got rid of those scumbags one by one. He wanted to give Mian and his daughters a peaceful world. GK headquarters. President Hua, it's time to get off work. Bella walked in with a smile. Huamin nodded and stood up. On the way home, Huamin passed by a luxury shopping mall. She suddenly had the urge to buy Mr. Qin a belt. Today, she accidentally overheard 2 elderly employees at the company say that giving a belt could tie her husband down so that he would never leave her again. The truth was, Huamin didn't believe in these things. However, she was really scared after being separated from Mr. Qin. It had been 11 years, and she didn't even dare to think about how she had survived. She parked her car and went in to wander around. After walking around a few big-name stores, she suddenly heard a commotion. To her surprise, the voice sounded familiar. Don't push me too far. I'm telling you. Bitch, you can't live anymore, right? Seducing someone else's husband? Shameless. Your husband doesn't want you, so you seduced him. You fucking homewrecker, bitch. When Huamin walked over, she saw a few women fighting around a woman, and the battered and exhausted woman in the middle was actually. After seeing the woman's face, Huamin was shocked. What are you doing? Huamin immediately ran over to stop them. Chapter 1884. Huamin jogged over to help the woman in the middle up. It was Hui Yanyan, whom he hadn't seen in a long time. A few years had passed, but her appearance hadn't changed much. However, there was something more sophisticated in her eyes. Who are you? I'm telling you to mind your own business. We're teaching a lesson to a shameless mistress. A woman said arrogantly. Yanyan, what's going on? Huamin frowned slightly. I'm not a mistress. They're framing me. Hui Yanyan was in a mess. Her hair was messy and her collar was open. There were a lot of onlookers, and it was indeed embarrassing. Huamin turned around and was about to speak to those people when he saw a woman with a pink Hermes bag standing at the edge of the crowd. That was Wei Ying, Wei Liao's biological sister. Wei Ying also saw Huamin. Surprised, she turned around and greeted her. Sister Huamin, why are you here? Because of Jiang Xiaowei, Wei Ying and Huamin had dined together a few times. Although they weren't very close, Wei Ying knew that Wei Ying and her sister-in-law were very close. Ying, what's going on? Huamin asked. This woman seduced my husband. Before Mingxi and I got married, she shamelessly chased after him. Now that she's married, she's still pestering my husband. What a bitch. I have to teach her a lesson. Wei Ying glared at Hui Yanyan and scolded her. Huamin tilted his head. Before he could speak, Hui Yanyan hurriedly explained, I didn't. It's just a misunderstanding. It's not what she said. Judging from Hui Yanyan's eyes, she didn't seem to be lying. Huamin had known Hui Yanyan for many years and knew her personality. He also knew that she couldn't hide things from him. Huamin thought for a moment and walked up to Wei Ying. Ying, since we're all acquaintances, don't make things so ugly. Let's just let it go today. After all, we're in public. Huamin tried to persuade her. Although Wei Ying was reluctant, she knew Huamin's identity and imagination. Since Sister Huamin said so, I'll give you face. But, Huayin, if I find out that you're trying to get close to my husband, I'll tear your face apart, Wei Ying threatened. Then, for the sake of Huamin, he finally decided to let Huayin go. Huamin took off his black windbreaker and put it on Huayin. Then, he pulled her out of the mall and into a coffee shop. It took a while for Huayin to calm down. Huamin poured her a cup of hot water. Drink some water. Thank you. Huayin probably couldn't believe that Huamin was the one who helped her out every time she was in trouble. Wei Ying seems to hate you, Huamin said calmly. Huayin nodded. Because she knows that I used to chase after Shun Mingxi like crazy. But it's been so long. Why would she still give you a hard time? Have you been in contact with young Master Shun recently? Huamin probed. Huayin's expression changed. She slowly picked up the cup and took a sip of water. Then, she slowly answered, yes. Huamin glanced at her, but didn't say anything. Huamin, I'm divorced. Why? Huamin was shocked. She happened to see Huayin at her wedding and even gave her a red packet. At that time, she thought that although the contractor looked a bit old, at least he was sincere to Huayin. Why did she divorce him after only 3 or 4 years? Because he had an affair, and he didn't repent. He didn't care about me and my daughter and gave all our money to that woman to buy clothes and makeup. He didn't even want to pay for my daughter's injection when she was sick, Huayin said bitterly. How long have you been divorced? Yin. Huamin sympathized with Huayin's situation. Chapter 1885. It's been more than a year since the divorce. Where are you living now? Huamin asked. I'm renting an apartment. You didn't split your assets after the divorce. Huamin was a little surprised. Huayin sneered. It's just a little money, and he transferred it. The house is under his ex-wife's name. It has nothing to do with me. Then, what about the child support? The court ordered him to give us 1,500 yuan a month, but he only gave us 3 months. He said that he was bankrupt and had no money. He never gave us any more. Huamin's face darkened. He scolded. I didn't expect him to be such a scumbag. I didn't expect it either. I thought I found the right person. He didn't care about my past and wanted to live a good life with me. Who knew? Maybe it's fate. So you're working now? Huamin saw that Huayin was wearing the uniform of the mall. Huayin nodded. I sell perfume in the mall just now. I get more than 3,000 yuan a month. It's enough for me and my daughter to get by. Then you and Shun Mingxi. Huamin paused. We just got in touch a while ago. You know, I'm not in the same circle as before. I can't get in touch with people like you. I got in touch with him a while ago when the Shun group was developing women's skincare products and perfume. He came to check it out. He recognized me in the mall and said a few words to me. Then, a few days later, his assistant came to buy me a lot of perfume. I was confused too. Then he came to pick me up after work and asked me if I wanted to work in his company. Young Master Shun is a cold person. Huamin was implying that he didn't believe Huayin's words. Huayin understood and explained, actually, you're not the only one who didn't believe me. At first, I didn't believe him either. I thought he mistook me for someone else, but after thinking about it, maybe he was just feeling sorry for me. He probably knew about my current situation and sympathized with me, so he gave me food to eat. Then you're working under the Shun family now? No, I didn't. I knew Wei Ying wouldn't let me off the hook. I refused Shun Mingxi and didn't ask him for anything. After all, we're not in the same world anymore. If so, why did Wei Ying accuse you of seducing her husband? Huamin felt that there was more to the story between Huayin and young Master Shun. Once, my daughter had a fever, and I was taking her to the hospital on my scooter. On the way, we got into a car accident, and it happened to be his. I don't know why it was so coincidental. He saw that I was in a hurry and took my daughter and me to the hospital. I don't know which private investigator took a picture of it and sold it to Wei Ying. So that's how it is. Then between you and young Master Shun, nothing. Nothing. Huamin, think about it. Before I fell from grace and was still the daughter of the Hua family, Shun Mingxi didn't even look at me. Now that I'm living like a dog, how could... He, I won't flatter myself. After all, I've been through a lot and am not as stupid as I used to be. Huamin looked at Hui Yinyan. She had indeed changed a lot. There was a hint of maturity and melancholy between her eyebrows. I believe you, but if you continue to interact with young Master Shun, it won't do you any good. Weighing won't let you off the hook. I know. After a moment of silence, Yin Yin looked up and smiled. Let's talk about you. I heard you gave birth to twin girls. Is that true? Yeah, they're 3 years old now. Time flies. Your kids are 3 years old now. Huamin, have you visited Dad at the North Hills Cemetery? Hui Yin Yin asked softly. Chapter 1886. No, to be honest, I almost forgot about him. It wasn't that Huamin was cold, but that Huamin and Hui Zhenghai treated them terribly when he was alive. Even the occasional bit of warmth he showed was mixed with an element of exploitation. After Huamin found out that she wasn't a child of the Hua family, she became even colder and didn't seem to have any deep feelings towards the Hua family. I know, you hate Dad because he didn't treat you well, right? Well, Yin Yin looked up at Huamin. I don't really hate him, but I really don't feel anything anymore. I don't agree with what he did when he was alive, and he didn't affect me at all after he died, so I don't even know where to start. The most pitiful thing about Hui Zhenghai was that the Hua family had so many children. In the end, Hui Yinyan was the only biological daughter he had. His beloved mistress had been having affairs with her husband behind his back all these years. Even his favorite youngest son wasn't his. His adopted son, who was so respectful to him, turned out to be an ambitious wolf. Hui Zhenghai's ending was quite tragic. I miss Dad a lot, not only because he gave me such a luxurious life, but also because he really loved me. It's too bad that I didn't even get to see him for the last time. I hate Hui Xiqian, and I want revenge. Yin Yin, do you hate me? No, I know that it was all Hui Xiqian's doing. Plus, you don't have a single cent of the Hua Corporation shares, and Song Yishi's death a few years ago. He was the one who framed you. Yin Yin, what do you know? Huamin was a little surprised. I don't know anything, and I don't have any evidence. I'm just guessing. After all, Hui Xiqian is a big psycho. I don't believe that he's the loving Song Yishi that he pretends to be, because the person he loves has always been you. After saying this, Yin Yin glanced at Huamin. Huamin's expression was very calm. What he feels for me is not love, but a perverted possessiveness. It can't be confused with love. After all, love is such a sacred word. Hui Yinyan nodded. Yes, being loved by someone like him is indeed a very scary thing. Compared to him, he must have done a lot of heinous things to get you, and he never repents. Hui Xiqian is also my enemy. I hate him too. Huamin took a sip of coffee and said softly, But Yin Yin, even if you want to take revenge, you can't be so unscrupulous. Remember your nature, I didn't think too much about it. I just wanted him to die, Hui Yin Yin said hatefully. So you took the risk of being called a homewrecker by Wei Ying to get close to young Master Shun. You wanted him to discover the hatred in your heart and avenge you? Huamin knew what kind of person Huamin was. I didn't have any other choice. You did. You could have let you and your daughter live a peaceful life instead of dragging her into your affairs. I still want to take revenge on that heartless man. Anyway, Hui Xiqian and my scumbag ex-husband are my targets. Do you think it's fun? Yes, I'm happy to see their miserable endings. Seeing Hua Yinyan's determination, Huamin didn't want to persuade her anymore. He changed the topic and asked, Yin Yin, have you been in contact with your mother and brother? Well, Yin Yin froze and then shook her head in confusion. No, I haven't heard from them in years. I don't know how they're doing abroad, but with my mother around, my brother should be fine. Huamin carefully observed Hua Yinyan's expression and knew she wasn't lying, so he was relieved. Yin Yin, do you want to work in my company? Huamin asked. Hua Yinyan's hand that was holding the cup suddenly paused. Chapter 1887. So, you feel sorry for me? Hui Yin asked in a low voice. I don't care if I feel sorry for you or not. You're not doing well right now. Plus, you have kids to take care of. I don't know how much you'll get if you come to my place, but at least you'll be better off than you are now. Of course, if you don't feel comfortable living under someone else's roof, just pretend I didn't say anything. I really want to help you. I know. Never mind. I'll think about it. Thank you. Hui Yin looked at her watch. I have to go. Okay. Huomin nodded. Huomin, thank you. You already said that. Huomin smiled. I'll think about it. Okay. If you need money, just let me know. Of course, I'm just lending it to you. You'll have to pay me back in the future. Huomin knew that Hui Yin had a strong sense of self-esteem and didn't want to treat her like a charity giver. I understand. After Hui Yin left, Huomin hurried home. At South Hill Manor, it was rare that everyone was there for dinner. Qin Shu sat between the twins and took care of them. Yang Meiyerong and Ji Xin sat on the other side. When Huomin came back, it wasn't too late yet. Wow, Mommy is finally back. Are we starving? Little Bean clapped her hands. You guys didn't have to wait for me. Just eat when you're hungry. It's not like I have guests. Huomin smiled. How could we? Mommy, you worked so hard to raise our family. You're the biggest contributor. Is it worth it to wait for you? Little Bean began to flatter. Luckily, everyone was used to it. Huomin washed his hands and walked over. Little girl, you're such a sweet talker. How was your golf today? It was great. I even managed to extort a Haagen-Dazs from Uncle Tang. Little Bean smiled in satisfaction. How about you, Pudding? I had a lot of fun too, Mommy. Pudding answered obediently. Honey, when did they come back? They came back at noon. You're so early. You'll be taking care of me this afternoon. Thank you for your hard work. Not at all. My wife works the hardest. Come, have a bowl of soup. Qin Shu took the initiative to serve Huomin a bowl of pork trotter soup. Io, when are the two of you going to stop showing off your love? You're torturing a single dog like me. Ji Xin yelled. If you know you're single, why don't you hurry up and find a girlfriend? Yang Meiyerong scolded her son. You can't just look for them as you wish. Can't you touch them? It's not easy to find a girlfriend. It's not like you're buying groceries at the market, Ji Xin retorted. Uncle, don't you have a girlfriend yet? No. Which eye of yours keeps telling me that I have a girlfriend? Ji Xin laughed. Then, I saw a box in your room with a woman's necklace inside. What's with that? Qin Moo, what did you sneak into my room? Ji Xin was so embarrassed that he was about to go crazy. Pudding interrupted. Uncle, the point isn't when Little Bean entered your room. The point is, what's with your necklace? Ji Xin, are you in a relationship? Huomin ate a mouthful of rice and looked up at his little brother with a calm expression. Sis, don't listen to their nonsense. My necklace it's a display of GK's jewelry. I just thought it looked good and brought it back to study the design. Ji Xin answered guiltily. Uncle, if you lie, you'll grow a long nose. Little Bean reminded him. Uncle, I've seen all of GK's products. Yours isn't one. I think you designed it yourself. Are you really not going to tell us the truth? My mommy and daddy are very smart. You better not lie to us. Otherwise, it'll be very awkward if we expose you. Pudding looked at Ji Xin sympathetically. Are you really in a relationship? Yang Meiyerong raised her voice and asked. Chapter 1888. Sis, what on earth are these two kids of yours? Did they turn into spirits? Jing Ji Xin wanted to cry. Hurry up and tell me, don't waste time. Huomin smiled. It's a good thing that Ji Xin is in a relationship, Qin Shu commented with a straight face. Brother-in-law, why are you adding to the mess? I'm not in a relationship. Really, we haven't even started dating yet. What do you mean? I have a crush at most. The girl doesn't even know about it. Ji Xin couldn't take the torture and finally confessed. Oh, so it's a crush? Uncle is embarrassed. Little Bean covered her mouth and giggled. Go away, don't add to my mess. Uncle, your president was younger brother after all. You're considered a nouveau riche, okay? If you like a girl, just confess. Why do you have to have a crush on her? That's so low, it's not classy at all. Pudding pouted. It's not as simple as you make it out to be. What if she doesn't agree after I confess? Plus, I think she already has a boyfriend and won't consider me. Jixin was a little discouraged. Jixin, is that girl from our company? Huamin asked. Sis, don't ask. I'm so embarrassed. There's nothing going on. Okay, I won't ask, but Pudding's right. No matter what, you have to confess. How many feelings can you miss if you're not careful? You'll regret it then. I know. I know what I'm doing. The whole family happily teased Jixin during the meal. After dinner, the twins played with their grandmother downstairs. Huamin tiredly went upstairs to take a shower. When she walked out of the study in her bathrobe, she saw Mr. Qin typing seriously in front of the computer. Oh, is Mr. Qin secretly checking my work? Huamin leaned against the door and smiled. No, I took care of all your emails. Wow, that's great. Does that mean I can relax today? Huamin was very touched. Honey, come here. Mr. Qin waved his hand. Huamin shyly walked over. Then, Mr. Qin picked her up and placed her on his lap. This position was very intimate and ambiguous. Hubby, is your leg okay? Huamin was a little worried. Which leg are you asking? Qin Shu's voice was full of magic. You're so dirty. Huamin instantly felt his cheeks burning. Honey, I meant to ask if it's the left leg or the right leg. Are you thinking too much again? You're so mean. Huamin turned around and punched Qin Shu on the shoulder. He took the opportunity to hold her little hand tightly. Did you miss me today? Huamin nodded shyly. What are you thinking? Everywhere. Huamin pursed his lips and answered. Qin Shu placed his finger on her chest and tapped it a few times. Is it here? Huamin felt like his brain had short-circuited. Or here. Mr. Qin's hand slid down. Huamin felt as if his entire body was electrocuted and trembled slightly. Hubby, are you in heat? Qin Shu, honey, your husband is a normal man. That's all. Qin Shu was so angry that he laughed. It was rare for the two of them to be so intimate. They didn't even have to talk about the kids or work. It was so relaxing. Before Huamin could think, Qin Shu leaned over and kissed her soft lips. Huamin gently closed his eyes and enjoyed this beautiful moment. The kiss was so lingering that Huamin almost forgot that she was in the study. When she came back to her senses, Mr. Qin had already taken off half of her bathrobe, and she was completely naked. President Hua, can I continue? Qin Shu had a naughty smile on his face. Chapter 1889. Do as you please, President Qin. Huamin smiled seductively. If that's the case, then I won't hold back. Qin Shu's eyes were suddenly filled with desire and mystery. It swept over Huamin like a storm. After the pleasure, she felt as if all her energy had been sucked out of her body. In the end, it was Qin Shu who carried her back home. Qin Shu walked very slowly because his leg was injured. However, he didn't want Huamin to worry, so even though his right knee started to hurt, his expression was still calm. Inside the master bedroom, Huamin lay in Qin Shu's arms, feeling extremely relaxed. Qin Shu patiently stroked her long, messy hair. All right, I almost forgot. I bought you a present, honey. Huamin quickly got up and picked up the paper bag beside her. A present? Why would you give me a present out of the blue? Qin Shu asked. I just gave it to you because I wanted to. Why do you have to ask so many questions? Honey, do you want something from me? Qin Shu teased her on purpose. No, if you still want it, I don't mind doing it again when I'm tired. I really don't want it. I don't want it that way. Huamin hid her face under the blanket. Mr. Qin's teasing made her look like an ostrich. I'm just teasing you, good girl, Qin Shu said as he opened the bag. Inside the bag was a belt from a famous luxury brand. It was very classy, and the black pattern was very dark and low-key. It was completely in line with Qin Shu's personality. It's very beautiful. I love it. Thank you, honey. Qin Shu lowered his head and gently kissed Huamin's forehead. Huamin's heart instantly felt sweet. I'm glad you like it. What day is it today? Qin Shu asked. No. Then why did you suddenly give me a gift? Qin Shu was still worried. Because I heard that giving the man you love a belt will tie him to your side forever. That way, you won't be separated from me anymore. Qin Shu, I really can't bear to be separated from you anymore. After saying that, Huamin threw herself into Qin Chu's arms, seemingly feeling very insecure. Qin Chu felt a sharp pain in his chest. He had overestimated Huamin. No matter how mature and calm she was still a girl. She would still be afraid and insecure. Honey, I'm sorry. I won't do it again, unless I'm really dead, otherwise. Qin Chu didn't finish his sentence. She was blocked by Huamin. I won't allow you to say anything inauspicious. You have to live to 100 years old. We both have to live to 100 years old. Then, when we're too old to walk, you can still look at me tenderly. Finally, we'll leave this world hand in hand. When Huamin said this, she hugged Qin Chu's waist tightly. It was as if she was afraid that he would suddenly disappear. Yes, we'll be together, no matter if we live or die. Qin Chu hugged Huamin tightly. His heart was full of love and guilt for missing these few years. Honey, I saw Cece today. She's back. Yes, she's more mature than before. She's also more beautiful. She's still so cute. Yes. Honey, have you been in contact with Rick? Huamin asked. Did Cece ask you to ask? No, Cece never mentioned it. I was the one who asked. I was surprised that they actually stopped contacting each other. It's been more than 3 years. Huamin's words were filled with regret. Rick is very good. I've already seen him in America. Then he knows that you're still alive? Back then, he always thought that he caused your death and regretted it. Yes, he's very happy to know that I'm still alive. Then why didn't he come back with you? Huamin was curious. Rick, he won't come back. Qin Chu was a little sad. Why? Huamin was slightly surprised. Chapter 1890. Rick, a lot of things happen in his family. Anyways, it's a long story. Seeing how serious Qin Chu was, Huamin knew that he wasn't exaggerating. Rick and Cece, there's nothing else, Huamin said unwillingly. I don't think so. If you have a chance to have dinner with Cece, talk to her and ask her to forget Rick. They might have had a chance to be together before, but now, it's not that I'm pessimistic about them. It's just that with Cece's current situation, it's really unlikely that anything will happen between them. Honey, you're making it sound so mysterious. What's Rick's situation like? Is he in some kind of trouble? No, don't think too much. He just has no choice. You'll find out in the future. Don't ask now. It's not that I don't want to tell you, but Rick told me not to let anyone know about his current situation. Compared to before, Rick would rather be the boss of Seductive Fox. It's simple that way. Okay, I understand. After hearing what Qin Chu said, Huamin didn't dare to ask anymore. However, he still felt sorry for Rick and Cece. They were clearly in love, so why couldn't they be together? Honey, don't worry too much. You've been working all day, and you still have time to worry about other people. I also think that I've been a bit of a saint lately. Huamin said coquettishly in Qin Chu's arms. What do you mean? I ran into Hua Yin today, and Huamin sighed and told Qin Chu what happened. In the end, she asked hesitantly, Honey, do you think I'm meddling in other people's business? The truth is, Hua Yin and I aren't friends, so I don't have the obligation to help her. She might not even appreciate it, but I know that after being cheated on by a scumbag, she has to raise her young daughter to make a living. I feel really bad. That's normal. You're a mother now as well, and your maternal instincts drive you. Huamin nodded. Yeah, her baby is only 1 year older than Hua Yin, but their lives are worlds apart. I thought Hua Yin had finally found her happiness. I didn't expect her to meet a scumbag. Tell me, where did all these scumbags come from? Annoying. Do you think everyone is as lucky as you to have such a wonderful husband? Hey, Mr. Qin, you're being narcissistic again. Huamin snickered. The couple fell asleep while talking and laughing. The next morning after the morning meeting, Huamin started to get busy. When he was about to go downstairs at noon, he saw Jiang Xiaowei driving over. Bella knew Jiang Xiaowei, so she let her in without informing her. On the other hand, Huamin was a little surprised. Dr. Jiang, why are you so free today? I'm looking for you for lunch. Will you do me the honor? Of course. Let's go and have a big meal. Huamin was very happy to see Jiang Xiaowei. The two of them went downstairs to a barbecue restaurant near the company. He booked a small private room with tatami mats. You're not busy at the bureau. I'm free today. What about you? I heard you've been busy lately. Huamin nodded furiously. What about Mr. Qin? He's at home taking care of the kids. Pfft. Really? Are you kidding me? Jiang Xiaowei didn't believe it. Really? I'm not lying to you. That's a beautiful scene. I can't believe that the smart, handsome, aloof, and secretly in love with Mr. Qin would stay at home to take care of the twins. Yeah, and the three of them get along very well. All right, I'm really impressed, Jiang Xiaowei said, surrendering. I know he just doesn't have enough time to spend with the kids. It's not like he wants to. My husband doesn't have much time either, so he can only spend a limited amount of time with Yinshu. All right, I was just about to ask you something. You said on WeChat yesterday that Mo Shuer was bailed out? Yes, she was released. The media didn't report it. Did Hua Xiqian bail her out? Didn't he say he didn't care? Huamin looked at Jiang Xiaowei curiously. Chapter 1891. It wasn't him. He really didn't care about Mo Shuer. Oh, then who bailed her out? That's weird. Huamin was surprised. I'm surprised too. It was Mr. Xiang. Mr. Xiang. Huamin stared at Jiang Xiaowei in disbelief. Mian, please don't look at me like that. I'm serious. I'm not joking. The chairman of the Xiang Corporation. If I remember correctly, he's in his 70s. Huamin was surprised. It's him. Someone in the bureau told me that he's Mo Shuer's VIP guest. I heard that he's her godfather, but I don't know if that's true or not. Mo Shuer did attend Mr. Xiang's birthday party last year, and the media reported about it. But because of the Xiang family's influence, no one dared to make a big deal out of it. It seems like Mo Shuer was hurt by Hua Xiqian and went to seek refuge with him. If that's the case, then it's a shame. I always thought Mo Shuer was a smart person, but I didn't expect her to be involved with the Xiang family. From what I know, the Xiang family has a background in the underworld. They're not as simple as they seem. I also heard that they started their business in the underworld. Later, they slowly cleared their name. But now, from the outside, the Xiang family is indeed just an ordinary business family. They have a good relationship with many leaders in the city bureau. I don't understand either. Who cares? Anyway, the Wei family is not allowed to have anything to do with the Xiang family. My father-in-law doesn't seem to like the Xiang family very much. When I occasionally hear him mention them at the dinner table, his words are all derogatory. I don't understand the disputes and grudges between these rich families. Forget it. Let's not talk about this. Eat. Jiang Xiaowei picked up a big piece of barbecued meat and placed it on Huamin's plate. Okay. Huamin nodded. Suddenly, she thought of something and looked up at Jiang Xiaowei. Slightly. How's your relationship with Wei Ying? It's okay. After all, she's my sister-in-law, so it makes sense. But Wei Ying does have the temper of a spoiled princess. Sometimes, I can't cure her. Luckily, we don't live together often, so there won't be any major conflicts. How has she been after she married into the Shun family? Huamin asked softly. Well, how should I put it? It's okay. The boy from the Shun family is introverted and doesn't like to talk. He's also indifferent to Wei Ying, but Wei Ying is willing to marry him. Plus, my father-in-law strongly supports her marriage with the Shun family. So, no one cares about whether the marriage is happy or not. Instead, they care about whether it's stable, Jiang Xiaowei analyzed calmly. Yes. Huamin nodded again. What? Do you know something? Mian? Jiang Xiaowei was smart enough to know that Huamin wouldn't ask these questions for no reason. Huamin and Hua Yinyan were close, so he didn't want to hide anything from her. Therefore, he told her about Hua Yinyan. In the end, Jiang Xiaowei sighed and said, if this is true, then we can only blame Ying Ying for being immature. Men always know when to stop, but women are the same. She's too much of a troublemaker. Now, she's making Hua Yinyan look like a sensible and understanding young married woman. She's acting like an unreasonable tigress. I don't think young Master Shun is the type to change his mind. Hua Yinyan also doesn't think that she's that attractive. But it's hard to say whether it's fate or misfortune. Anyway, your sister-in-law probably has a lot of opinions about me right now. After all, if I help Wei Yin Yin, I'm going against her. She also knows that we're close. If she wants to talk about this with you. Huamin paused deliberately and then looked at Jiang Xiaowei, who was sitting across from him. Chapter 1892. I'll pretend I didn't hear anything. You know that I've always been indifferent. I don't meddle in other people's business. Jiang Xiaowei smiled. Yes, that's what you said after dinner with Xiaowei. Huamin went back to work. Mo Shui. O's release on bail surprised her. After all, these were all people who had interacted with her before. It didn't matter if they were friends or foes. Their ending was tragic. In the afternoon, Huamin had a meeting to discuss the new real estate development. Bella prepared the documents and followed him into the meeting room. Then, Bella quietly walked out and waited outside the door. President Hua is in a meeting. Director Jing. Bella immediately reminded Jixin when she saw him walk over. Oh, I'm not here for my sister. I'm here for you. What is it, Director Jing? Bella was always so cautious and conservative. This is for you. Jixin handed her a delicate handbag. What is this? Bella froze for a second. Your birthday is today, right? I wanted to treat you to dinner, but your boyfriend is coming, so I had to give you a present. You don't have to be so polite. Bella was a bit embarrassed. Take it. We're so close now. You've been taking care of my sister for so long. I'm very grateful. Before Bella could say anything, Jing Jixin stuffed the present into her hands. Then, he turned around and left. Hey, Director Jing. Jing Jixin was conflicted. He shouldn't have pursued her after knowing that she had a boyfriend. However, since he already prepared the present, he should give it to her. It was good to be a good colleague and friend. Bella held the paper bag with a complicated expression on her face. When Huamin's meeting ended, it was already 5 p.m. Night came really early in the north wind. At 5 p.m., it was completely dark and nothing could be seen. The lights outside the building flickered. President Hua, I see that you're still busy today. Do you want to work overtime? Bella asked. No, everyone's tired. Just get off work on time. Okay. Huamin took out a dark red brocade box and handed it to her. Bella, this is for you. President. Bella was surprised. Happy birthday. Huamin smiled. You still remember? Bella was touched. Ever since she became Hua Min's assistant, her boss would always prepare a birthday present for her every year. It had already been 3 years. This year, she was so busy that she thought Huamin had forgotten about it. How could I forget? I remember it every year. Open it and take a look. I personally chose the gift. Bella carefully opened the brocade box. Inside was a silver-white brooch in the shape of a swan. It was very beautiful. The eye of the swan was set with a very large and bright diamond, sparkling. Isn't this GK Jewelry's new luxury collection? Oh my God, it's too expensive. President Hua, I don't want it. Bella was shocked. This female brooch was a new design that was released half a month ago. The price of a single piece was more than 40,000 because the diamonds were very expensive and the craftsmanship was very delicate. It's not expensive. You've worked hard for a year. This is nothing. Take it. Under Hua Min's insistence, Bella nervously accepted the gift. I was going to treat you to dinner tonight, but Yang said that your boyfriend will be here with you. So, I decided to make it up to you another day. Thank you, President Hua. That was my plan, but he's busy today and can't come. I'll eat at home. My parents cooked for me. He's not coming? How can he not come on such an important day? Huamin probed. Chapter 1893. Maybe he's really busy. Bella sounded a little disappointed. Bella, I'm not trying to discourage you, but long-distance relationships are fragile. You're not by his side, so it's hard to imagine what's going on over there. I suggest you carefully consider this relationship and make a plan. After all, you're not a kid anymore. You're a woman who can talk about marriage. Bella and Huamin were about the same age. Since they started working early, they were very mature. Huamin didn't treat her as a subordinate, but as a good friend. Other than work, they would occasionally talk to each other. President Hua, I understand what you mean. I'll think about it. MHM, that's good. Get off work early. Let's go out together. As Huamin and Bella walked out, all the employees greeted Huamin along the way. Bye, President Hua. See you tomorrow, President Hua. Bella was quite popular and had received many gifts. When she was about to leave with the paper bag in her hand, as she was carrying a paper bag, she inadvertently glanced at a package. This looks familiar. This is from Director Jing. Bella didn't hide it. Whoa, my wooden brother actually knows how to give a girl gifts. That's amazing. Huamin chuckled. Just as he finished speaking, Jixin came out of the elevator and walked towards the lobby. Sis, I'll take your car home today. Where's your car? Huamin looked at him. My car was sent for maintenance. There were a lot of people waiting in line today, so I didn't get it back yet. MHM, you drive then? You sure know how to order people around. I even have to be your free driver after work, Jixin mumbled. Just then, Jixin secretly glanced at Bella. It's your birthday today. Didn't your boss give you anything? He did. Bella pursed her lips and smiled. Huamin deliberately teased Jixin and glanced at him. Didn't you give her something too? Ahem, of course I did. We're all good colleagues, Jixin explained guiltily. Really? Why didn't you give little Yang a present on his birthday? Aren't you close to him? Isn't that because he's a man? Men don't need gifts on their birthdays. Jixin was being unreasonable. Before Huamin could say anything else, Jixin ran out. Sis, I'm going to get the car. Wait for me at the door. Huamin shook his head, smiled, and said goodbye to Bella. On the way back, Jixin drove while Huamin sat beside him. Jixin, do you like Bella? Huamin asked directly. Jing Jixin was so scared that his hands trembled slightly. Why are you so nervous? Did something happen? Huamin looked at Jixin with a smile. Sis, don't talk nonsense. I'm not talking nonsense. Just tell me the truth. I saw the present you gave her. It's the necklace that Pudding and Lil Bean were talking about last night, right? TSK, you have good taste. What do you mean good taste? She already has a boyfriend. Jixin pursed his lips, unwilling to give up. Hey, you're still denying it. See, you even know that I bought the present a long time ago. I was going to have dinner with her, but after I found out that she has a boyfriend, I changed my mind. I gave her the present as a good colleague. It's really nothing. As Jixin spoke, he sounded like he was trying to comfort himself. Her boyfriend didn't come today, what? Jixin screeched to a stop on the side of the road. Hey, why did you suddenly stop? Are you trying to scare me? Sis, what did you just say? Why did you suddenly stop the car? No. It's the previous sentence. Her boyfriend didn't come today. You mean Bella's boyfriend didn't come today? Jixin asked excitedly. Chapter 1894. Yeah, I'm guessing something went wrong. Otherwise, she would have come. But this is Bella's private matter, so I can't ask. Sis, you can drive back yourself. I have something to do, haha. Before Huamin could say anything, Jixin opened the car door and jumped out. Huamin was dumbfounded. So, my little brother is all grown up? He's abandoning his sister just to chase girls? Huamin wanted to cry. Huamin smiled and got in the driver's seat. Then, she drove her beloved Audi R8 and continued on her way. It happened to be rush hour, so they were stuck on the highway. During the break, Huamin picked up her phone and chatted with Lingling on WeChat. She also asked Chen Jie how Inai Yang's injury was. Just then, she inadvertently glanced at a black Buick business car behind her from the corner of her eye. She felt like there was a pair of eyes staring at her. She didn't know if she was hallucinating or if it was just a momentary illusion. Huamin put down her phone and frowned slightly. She tilted her head and looked closer. The car behind her immediately rolled up its window, so she couldn't see anything. Huamin was a bit confused. When she started the car, she deliberately drove very slowly. She let the cars behind her go first. However, the black Buick business car didn't overtake them. Instead, it followed her not too far away, neither too fast nor too slow. Huamin was even more suspicious. She stepped on the gas and sped up. After getting off the viaduct, They got off the highway and took another route home. Although it was far away, there wasn't a traffic jam. When she entered the highway, she purposely looked back. Luckily, the car didn't continue to follow her. Was I hallucinating? Huamin muttered to herself. Then, she continued to drive home. At a fork in the road before the highway entrance, the black Buick was parked there, and there were 4 men in black sitting inside. Boss, why didn't we continue to follow them? Bastard, Huamin is very smart. If we continue to follow him, we will definitely be discovered. It will be troublesome if we alert him. So what if she's discovered? We can just capture her from here. Rice bucket, do you think Huamin is that easy to catch? If it was that easy, why did Huasiqian not dare to make a move on her for 3 or 4 years? You guys are really a bunch of simple-minded idiots. The man with the black sunglasses scolded. Boss, I did some research. She used to have a bodyguard called and he's very powerful and even defeated Huasiqian. But now, that guy has returned to Su Yu's side. He's one of Su Yu's men. So, when Huamin is alone, we have a good chance of winning. No, I can't take the risk. This time, I will not reveal my identity. Because I want to catch them off guard. Huamin, I will make sure you die a horrible death. The man sneered and took off his sunglasses. Under the sunglasses was a handsome face, but the smile on his face was extremely ferocious. At South Hill Manor, Mommy is back. Little Bean ran over and took the bag from Huamin's hands. Good girl, Little Bean. Daddy, can we eat now? Little Bean asked expectantly. Why do you only care about food? Can you be a little more ambitious? Pudding looked at her little sister indifferently. If I can't even solve the problem of food, how can I be in the mood to think about ambition and burden? It's so strange. Huamin was already used to the two sisters arguing. Honey, why are you so late today? Was there a traffic jam? Chinshu looked at his watch and saw that Huamin was 20 minutes later than usual. They had talked on the phone and said that they didn't have to work overtime, so Chinshu was a little confused. Huamin walked over and intimately held onto Chinshu's arm. I ran into something strange on my way back. Huamin changed his shoes and slowly walked towards Chinshu. Chapter 1895. What is it? I feel like someone's following me. Huamin frowned slightly. Following you? Did you see what car it was? Did you write down the license plate number? Chinshu was very cautious. Yes, I did. There's no problem with the car. It's a local car, but forget it. Maybe I'm overthinking. I've been working too much lately, and I'm just overthinking things. In fact, Huamin had already thought about what Huasiqian had said to him before. He said that Huamin and Huasiqian were both in trouble. At first, Huamin didn't pay attention to what Huasiqian said. Later, he realized that Huasiqian wouldn't say something like that for no reason. Could it be that Ian was here? However, Huamin didn't think that someone as powerful as Ian would do something as lowly as stalking someone. However, she didn't tell Chinshu about it. After all, Chinshu would be very nervous. Don't be afraid. When you get off work, I've arranged for people to protect you in your car. No one will dare to do anything to you. I promise that if anyone dares to do anything to you, they'll regret it. Chinshu patted Huamin's head and comforted him. Okay, the Qin and Hua family happily ate dinner. At this moment, Huasiqian was in a bad mood. He changed into his clothes and went to greet them. Boss, is today a Hongmin banquet? I'm going to see what's going on. Mr. Xiang is really something. He knows that Ms. Mo works for you, but he still did this on purpose. Isn't he slapping you in the face? That old fox Xiang Donglai. I know what he's planning. He wants to do me a favor and wrote me in. Do you think I like him? Do you think he's good enough? Huasiqian sneered. Mr. Xiang was indeed a respected elder in the underworld. He continued to engage in illegal activities among the younger generation of the Xiang family. However, because he was secretive about his activities, he had connections with both the underworld and the underworld. Therefore, his life had been smooth sailing over the years. Huasiqian didn't have much contact with them, but it was on the surface. Today, he suddenly received an invitation to the Xiang family for dinner. This was a little interesting. He also knew that Mo Shui, had been released on bail. Therefore, the situation at the Xiang clan this time was not very clear. Suddenly, the car came to an abrupt halt. Hua Xiqian frowned slightly. What happened? Boss, it's Miss Yan's car. As soon as he finished speaking, he saw Yan Ruoshi getting out of the red BMW sports car willfully. Qian, what is it? Are you going to the Xiang family? Yes. I'll go with you. No need. No, I want to go with you. I heard that old man Xiang saved Mo Shui. I don't want them to gang up on you. Without waiting for Hua Xiqian to reply, Yan Ruoshi got into the car. Then she sat down beside Hua Xiqian and hugged his arm intimately. Ruoshi, don't mess around. I'm going to do business. I know. I just want to be with you. I promise I won't cause any trouble and won't talk, okay? I'll be a quiet girl, okay? Yan Ruoshi whined. Does her dad know you're here? You're using my dad to threaten me again. I don't care. Even if my dad is here, I won't get out of the car. Yan Ruoshi would always throw a tantrum, but Hua Xiqian couldn't do anything about it. In the end, he could only compromise. Drive, he ordered. Yan Ruoshi happily moved closer to Hua Xiqian. The Yan mansion, Mr. Xiang. Mr. Hua is here. Let him in. A white-haired man in his 70s walked downstairs with a cane. Beside him was Mo Shui, who was wearing a red cheongsam. Her hair was styled in a Shanghai bun, and she was dressed very flirtatiously. She didn't look like someone who had just come out of rehab at all. The moment she saw Hua Xiqian, Mo Shui's eyes lit up with flames. Chapter 1896. Nephew Hua Xiqian, please sit down. Mr. Xiang was very polite to Hua Xiqian. Hua Xiqian nodded with a smile. I haven't seen you in a while, Uncle Xiang. How are you? Before Mr. Xiang could say anything, Mo Shui said, Of course Godfather is in good health. Otherwise, why would he have the guts to save me? He's not like some heartless person who abandoned me without a care for the debt we owe each other. Shui, don't say that. Come, let's eat. Mr. Xiang patted Mo Shui's hand and walked towards the dining room. When they walked past Hua Xiqian, Mo Shui glanced at Yan Ruoshi with hatred, as if she wanted to kill someone. However, Yan Ruoshi didn't seem to care. She held onto Hua Xiqian's arm and smiled. Nephew Xiqian, this is... Mr. Xiang sat down and looked at Yan Ruoshi. Oh, this is... Before Hua Xiqian could explain, Yan Ruoshi interrupted him. Yan Ruoshi introduced herself. Uncle Xiang, I'm Hua Xiqian's girlfriend, Yan Ruoshi. Mo Shui immediately said coldly, Godfather, President Hua's girlfriend isn't an ordinary girl. She's Mayor Yan's daughter. Speaking of which, President Hua was also the mayor's daughter when he died. Could it be that he's destined to only be with the mayor's daughter? What do you think, huh? Mo Shui's gaze was provocative. Hua Xiqian looked calm and didn't seem angry at Mo Shui's words. However, Yan Ruoshi was still young, so she couldn't sit still after hearing Mo Shui's words. Miss Mo, you're wrong. Xiqian and I love each other. It has nothing to do with my father's status. I believe he doesn't like me because I'm the mayor's daughter. Haha, really? Then you have to be careful, Ms. Yin. I've asked a fortune teller before. The fortune teller said that President Hua is a jinx to his wife. None of the women around him have a good ending. Song Yishur was one of them, and so am I. So you have to take care of yourself. Mo Shui, what are you talking about? Yan Ruoshi was a little angry. She didn't expect Mo Shui to curse her in front of everyone. Hua Xiqian stopped Yan Ruoshi, who was about to explode. Ruoshi, calm down. Miss Mo is just joking with you. President Hua knows me better than anyone else. After all, we slept together for so long. We know each other very well. Mo Shui smiled coldly. After changing the topic, Mr. Xiang chatted with Hua Xiqian about work. The meal was awkward. Yan Ruoshi didn't even touch a single bite or drink a drop of water. During dinner, Hua Xiqian stood up apologetically. Sorry, I need to go to the washroom. As you wish. Old Xiang smiled. Mo Shui stood up as well. Godfather, I want to go too. Yan Ruoshi was about to stand up as well when Mr. Xiang's men stopped her. Ms. Yin, please continue eating. It seemed like Mr. Xiang purposely gave Mo Shui a chance to meet Huasiqian alone. Although Yin Ruoshi was angry, she didn't say anything. She was afraid that it would affect Huasiqian negatively. Inside the spacious washroom on the first floor of the Xiang mansion, as soon as Huasiqian walked in, Mo Shui pounced on him from behind, then a bit down on his shoulder. She was like a lunatic to her surprise. Huasiqian didn't dodge. He didn't move and turned his back to her like a statue. Huasiqian, how can you do this to me? I've been by your side all these years, and I've done everything for you. How can you not care about me? Mo Shui sobbed. Chapter 1897. You're still alive, aren't you? Huasiqian's voice was cold. Haha, what are you still alive? Let me ask you, if Huamin was caught, you wouldn't be able to sit still, right? Why are you so cruel to me? Am I worse than a dog in your eyes? Ms. Mo, respect is given, not something you want. If you were worthy of respect, you wouldn't have done so many things without self-respect. Then, Huasiqian slowly turned around, raised his hand, and grabbed Mo Shui's neck. I remember telling you to keep a low profile. Qin Shu is starting to make a move, but you ignore my words. How am I supposed to save you if you don't listen to me? I've been addicted to drugs for years, you know that. I can't kick it. How was I supposed to know it would be so serious this time? Mo Shui was a little guilty. Don't tell me that, it's all excuses. Let me tell you, Mo Shui, we have nothing to do with each other anymore. You came out on your own. From now on, whether you fool around with Jiang Yi or suck up to old Xiang, it's your own business. I won't care about you anymore, so don't push your luck and cause trouble for me. Huasiqian, do you really think I can't live without you? Mo Shui sneered. Huasiqian didn't say anything. His expression was cold. Are you treating me like this because you want to suck up to Mayor Yin? Is that why you're doing this to that brat from the Yin family? Mo Shui asked. It has nothing to do with her. Do you think I still need to suck up to Mayor Yin? You're underestimating me. Huasiqian, we've been together for so many years. I don't believe you can really let go. I want an explanation. There's no explanation. It's just like what you saw. I'm not going to care about you anymore. You deserve it. Mo Shui felt a chill in her heart when she thought about the announcement that they were no longer together when she was in prison. She always thought that Huasiqian wouldn't leave her alone. At least, she had worked hard for him all these years, even if she didn't do anything for him. Unfortunately, after so long, all she got was Huasiqian standing aside and doing nothing. That's why she used her connections to contact Mr. Xiang and asked him to protect her. The Xiang family's help Huamian. As soon as she came out, the first thing she wanted to do was stab Huasiqian to death. However, when she saw him today, she was a bitch. Not only did she not have the heart to attack him, but she also wanted to return to his side. Huasiqian, do we have to be like this? Just because of Huamin, I realize that you're a different person when it comes to anything related to Huamin. Is she really that important to you? I don't want to talk to you about this anymore. Just stay in the Xiang family. I'll send you the termination contract later. Consider it my last favor to you. After you take the money and the contract, we don't want to work together anymore. I'll ask the company to make a statement, and the media will report it. Whatever you want to do in the future is up to you. Huasiqian straightened his collar, turned around, and walked out. He felt like he had nothing to say to this crazy woman. Take a guess, if I went to Qin Shu and helped him testify against you for killing Song Yishur, would you still be able to live as freely as you are now? Mo Shui laughed maniacally. Before Huasiqian could respond, Mo Shui laughed again. Wang Shasha's death was also your doing. You're crazy. How could you kill someone who's sleeping with you? You even let her go when she's pregnant with your child. Huasiqian, you've killed so many people. You're a complete animal. Haha, you're an angel to Huamin, but to us, you're a demon. Huasiqian stopped in his tracks. He turned around and glanced at Mo Shui's face with a cold gaze. Chapter 1898. If you want to side with Qin Shu, go ahead. But I promise you, you'll end up worse than Song Yishur. After speaking, Hua Xiqian left without looking back. Mo Shui. Er's expression was extremely ugly. Shortly after returning to his seat, Hua Xiqian stood up and said goodbye. He left the Xiang mansion with Yan Ruashi. Shui, are you okay? Godfather, I'm fine. You've seen him. What are you going to do from now on? Mr. Xiang looked at Mo Shui. What else can I do? He's so heartless. I can't continue to be an idiot. If he wants to terminate my contract, so be it. I'm like a rat on the street. I want to be hated by everyone. But I'm not in a hurry to deal with Hua Xiqian. I need to deal with that bitch, Jian Tong. She pretended to be a white lotus when I was exposed to negative news. Disgusting. After Mo Shui came out, she had completely turned into a person with a dark heart. She thought of everyone as evil, and her heart was filled with nothing but hatred. That night, a long piece of news went viral on the forum. It talked about Jian Tong's scandals before she became famous. For example, she cheated on her boyfriend in high school and had an abortion in high school. It was also said that she had an affair with a gym teacher in high school. Instantly, it caused a huge commotion. After all, Jian Tong was a celebrity. This kind of negative news was exposed, and it was said that it was exposed by a classmate. Imperial Star's public relations team was caught off guard. That night, when Suyu came back from his business trip, he found out about this and immediately went back to the company to deal with it. Imperial Star sent a lawyer's letter to sue the so-called informant for defamation. After work, Suyu walked out of the office. Jian Tong walked over with her assistant, her eyes red and swollen from crying. President Su. Suyu looked at her without saying anything. President Su, don't tell me you don't believe me. Those aren't true. They're all slandering me. It's obvious that someone is trying to slander me. I know, Suyu said faintly. In the outside world, Suyu and Jian Tong were still dating, so Jian Tong was very worried. After this matter was exposed, she was worried that Suyu would dump her immediately. President Su, Miss Yiling is in a bad mood. She hasn't eaten anything all day. Please comfort her. At this time, the media and paparazzi must be blocking the entrance of the company. It all depends on your attitude. You have to help Miss Yiling. The assistant begs Suyu like a lackey. I can't not eat. I haven't eaten either. Let's go and have something to eat. After that, Suyu walked in front, and Jian Tong immediately followed with a satisfied smile on her face. Then, she secretly gave her assistant a look, and the female assistant immediately retreated. As soon as the two of them walked out of the company, they were followed all the way to Hadaleo. Coincidentally, that night, the twins complained that they were hungry and wanted to eat hot pot. Huamin and Qin Shu also brought the twins to Hadaleo. She was right behind Su Yu and the others. As soon as Su Yu and the others entered, Huamin and the others arrived. Huh? Isn't that handsome Su's car? Little Bean's eyes were sharp. It's a limited edition Lamborghini 6th Element. Only handsome Su has it in the entire city. It's indeed his car, but I sent him a WeChat message this morning. Didn't he go on a business trip? Why don't we go somewhere else? Otherwise, if he's eating with his friends, it'll be awkward if he sees us. Huamin was more thoughtful. Chapter 1899. Huamin took Qin Shu's feelings into consideration. He also felt that the twins were sick of Suyu. Therefore, he didn't want to see Suyu here. Before Qin Shu could say anything, Little Bean immediately said, "Don't change, Mommy. I want to eat here. Mommy, I want to go in and see handsome Su too." Pudding also looked expectant. Just listen to the kids. We're all friends anyway. It's okay to see each other. Qin Shu smiled. Then, he and Huamin each held a kid's hand and walked in. President Hua, you're here. President Su and the others are here too. The manager of Hadaleo immediately informed Huamin when he saw him. I know. When they walked in, they saw Su Yu and Jian Tong sitting in a quiet corner. Before Huamin could say anything, Little Bean ran over. Handsome Su, huh? Little Bean, why are you here? Su Yu was surprised to see Little Bean. My family of 4 is here. Then, Little Bean turned around and pointed at her parents and sister behind her. Suyu turned around and was stunned. You're all here? MHM, the kids want to eat Haidaleo. So we came over, Chinshu said. Since we're all here, why don't we all sit together? Jiantong stood up and smiled. Although she didn't wanna, she still showed enthusiasm on her face. Before Huamin could say anything, Pudding walked over. Okay, since you're here, let's eat together. Then they sat down on either side of Suyu. Huamin felt a little awkward. Come and sit down. Waiter, bring some menu for President Hua and President Qin, Suyu ordered. Okay, President Su. 4 adults and 2 children sat together. The atmosphere was very strange. Huamin did not have a good relationship with Jiantong, and the twins hated her even more. During the dinner, Qin Shu and Suyu chatted casually and talked about the recent stock market. Pudding was playing with her phone when she suddenly interrupted. Hey, Auntie Jian, you're on the news today. You're famous. Jiantong's expression changed slightly. I saw it too. It's about Auntie Jian's dark history. I wonder if it's true. Little Bean agreed with her sister. Of course it's not true. Someone deliberately slandered Auntie. You're still young. You don't understand how complicated the entertainment industry is. Jiantong continued to smile. That's true. We're still young, but we know how complicated the entertainment industry is. Auntie Jiantong, it's not easy for you to survive all these years. You're not a simple person either. Pudding glanced at Jiantong and said, Ahem, Pudding, hurry up and order. You and your sister can order whatever you want to eat. Huamin changed the subject. Did you guys know that Mo Shui was released? Suyu asked. Yeah, I heard a little bit. Huamin remembered what Jiang Xiaowei told him and nodded. I just checked the source of the news. It was released by a small newspaper owned by the Xiang family. I suspect it has something to do with Mo Shui. After all, she's been living with the Xiang family ever since she came out. That's possible. After all, she's Miss Jian's enemy. Your companies are also competitors, so it's not strange. After what Mo Shui did to me, I'm not going to let her off the hook. Jiantong was also furious. Then, she glanced at Suyu and felt extremely wronged. I don't care about the negative news. After all, I've been slandered for years. But I'm really scared that President Su and Imperial Star will be implicated. I really want to take the blame myself. Then, Jiantong's eyes glistened with tears. Auntie Jian, no wonder you won the Best Actress award. Pudding said. Chapter 1900. Just as everyone was startled by her words, Yi Zichen suddenly spoke up. Little Bean continued. As expected of a great actress. I'm impressed. Huamin was speechless. Qin Chu was speechless. Suyu was speechless. Babies, you two seem to have misunderstood me. Jiantong looked at the twins with a smile. It's a serious misunderstanding. After all, we don't know you that well, Pudding said proudly. Auntie Jian, you like handsome Su, and so do we. We're rivals in love. So, you can't just call it a misunderstanding. Little Bean's words shocked everyone. Huamin's face completely changed. Jiantong's face was also extremely ugly. Finally, she couldn't hold it in anymore. No matter how scheming she was, she couldn't stand being provoked by the 2 little guys. Qin Zhao Zhao, Qin Mumu, please mind your words. Huamin broke down. Mommy, don't be nervous. We're just joking with Auntie Jian. Yeah, Mommy. After all, we're so close to handsome Su. Haven't we not liked the person he likes? We're just trying to improve our interaction with her. Don't be too nervous. Huamin was speechless. Qin Chu was speechless. Ha! Yeah, I knew they wouldn't embarrass me like this. So you didn't think much of it. He smiled and pinched Little Bean's face and patted Pudding's head. Jiantong was furious, but didn't know how to vent her anger. Finally, she put away her ugly face and forced a smile. You two have a special way of joking. Ha! But I like it. If you like it, we'll joke with you often. You have to get used to it. Little Bean made a face at Jiantong. Ha, sure. You're welcome to harass me. Jiantong continued to pretend. No matter how angry she was, she told herself that they were just kids. Pudding sat beside Suyu and pointed at the hot pot. Handsome Sue, I want that shrimp roll. Okay. Without hesitation, Handsome Sue scooped it out with a small spoon and put it into the pudding bowl. Then, she scooped a spoonful for Little Bean and took good care of the two sisters. He didn't even look at Jian Tong. Jian Tong wanted to take the opportunity to complain about being bullied by Imo Shui, since it was a rare opportunity to eat noodles tonight. She wanted to win Su Yu's pity, but her plan was ruined by the twins. During the dinner, Qin Shu received a phone call. He stood up and walked out apologetically. Handsome Sue, I want to pee, Little Beans said innocently. Me too, Pudding said. You two are really telepathic. You want to do this together? Sue was speechless. Let's go. Mommy will take you there. Huamin stood up. We don't want Mommy to take us. We want Handsome Sue to take us. Oh, that's not good. Uncle Sue is a guy. Sue was embarrassed. I told you to wait for us outside the washroom, not to go in. Why are you so nervous? Little Bean retorted. Sue was speechless. Okay, you guys win. Sue couldn't stop laughing. He stood up and picked up the twins, one in each hand. His arms were so strong, he didn't use any strength to pick up the twins. The twins were very coquettish. While Sue picked her up, she immediately stole kisses from the handsome guys and kissed Suyu's cheek. Jian Tong, who wasn't far away, was very angry at this time. Only Huamin and Jian Tong were left at the table. Jian Tong immediately stopped smiling and looked at Huamin sharply. Huamin, what do you want? Why are you asking such a weird question? Huamian was confused. Chapter 1901. Didn't you know that President Su and I are having dinner together? Why did you bring your daughters here to ruin it? Jian Tong was furious. I didn't know that you thought so highly of yourself. Huamin chuckled. What do you mean? We're here because our daughters want to eat Haidaleo. It's that simple. You think that we're here to ruin it? Do you think that we're bored? Do you think that our family of 4 has nothing better to do than to eat and sleep at home? That's why we drove all the way to the city for dinner. Also, my daughters may be rude, but they wouldn't go so far as to torture themselves for someone unrelated to them. So, Miss Jian, don't think too highly of yourself. Even if you're a famous celebrity, you're nothing to the Qin family. After all, we're not ordinary people. Don't use your celebrity status to oppress others, and don't think that you're superior to us. Huh? Why do I feel like you don't want Suyu to be with me? Don't want to? Why would I not want to? Huamin froze. Because there's a type of woman in this world who only wants what's in the pot. Even if she doesn't want her man to pursue her, she still doesn't want him to pursue someone else. Because she enjoys the feeling of being treated like a goddess. Jian Tong stared at Huamin and said word for word. Oh, really? I didn't know that there were such shameless women in this world. Miss Jian, you really know a lot about them. It seems like there's someone like that around you. You. Jian Tong was speechless by Huamin. At this moment, Qin Shu came back from a phone call and sat down beside Huamin. He naturally put one arm around Huamin's shoulder. What's up? Huamin turned around and asked him. Mom and Dad have been missing the kids. I got someone to book the plane tickets for next week. So soon? What about work? Huamin was anxious. Don't worry, Bella and Yang will take care of work. If not, there's still Jixin. Don't worry about it. Enjoy your vacation. Okay. Since Mr. Qin has already made the arrangements, I won't say anything else. Huamin smiled happily. Perhaps it was because she was too jealous of Huamin, so every time she saw her smile so contentedly, Jian Tong felt very uncomfortable. President Qin is so good to Mrs. Qin. Qin Shu didn't say anything, nor did he look at Jian Tong. He didn't think that he had anything to do with this woman. But in the years that President Qin was gone, President Hua and Su Yu were really close. Everyone said that they were a perfect match. Even I thought that President Hua and Su Yu would end up together. Ha! I would have thought. Jian Tong deliberately tried to make Qin Shu feel bad. Both Huamin and Qin Shu knew what she was trying to do. Outsiders will never understand our family's business, so I won't be surprised no matter what you think. When Qin Shu said this, he still didn't look at Jian Tong. It was as if she didn't exist. Jian Tong's expression was a bit ugly. Just then, Su Yu and the twins came back. Su Yu slowly put the two little girls on the seat. He was also exhausted. Are you tired? Let me wipe your sweat. Jian Tong took out her wet wipes and was about to get up. Pudding took out a piece of tissue and wiped Su Yu's sweat. Handsome Su, you must be tired carrying us. When we get home, I'll tell Little Bean to eat less so that she won't be so tired when carrying us next time. Oft. I'm only a bit fatter than you. Handsome Su, you don't need a pound or two, right? Pudding pouted, and Huamin and Qin Chu couldn't help but laugh. Jian Tong stood there awkwardly and couldn't walk over. The two little guys were much better than she thought. Huh? Auntie Jian, sit down. It's tiring to stand. Sit down, sit down. Little Bean glanced at Jian Tong and said deliberately. Jian Tong pursed her lips and slowly sat down. Auntie Jian, you've been a superstar for so long. I actually have a question for you. Little Bean looked at Jian Tong innocently and asked, You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.